Underdog Daily with the Bad Pros, Jon and Nez hanging out, Black and Yellow Dog app platform of the people. Yeah, man, loaded weekend ahead here. We got the playoffs kicking off in a big way. Obviously, we have the play-in today, but puck playoffs and NBA playoffs for reals starting tomorrow. So last call for playoff best ball. Behind the paywall yesterday there, I did share that the good people at Underdog were giving away. Oh, shoot, I closed my tab, Nez. The good people at Underdog were giving away a bunch of entries for these contests. I've been in the streets all morning there. Hopefully some of you guys have been as well. But last call to just kind of get in here and make sure you sign up and put your username beneath all of these tweets that I retweeted on the Badge Bros account here, and make sure you're eligible to win some free entries here.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. If you haven't done that, go ahead and do those steps. It's a no-brainer.
There we go. Dropping it in the chat there for everybody. Also, if you guys missed yesterday, Nez, did you know I went like 3.5 hours yesterday?
No.
I ripped like another draft and like 4 bonies or something.
God damn, man.
Guys.
Going hard.
Dude, reports of the kid losing his fastball have been grossly overstated.
It's crazy, man. Jon is like a fine wine, dude. Just like absolutely aging with grace. I mean, it's under talked about. It's under talked about Jon's gravity in the space. You'll get your flowers. You haven't even gotten your flowers yet, brother. You're just we're blessed. If you're an audience member, you're fucking blessed. Jon's the best.
Okay, too far. No more. I'm turning red. The one thing I had some scorching hot takes this morning. I'm in a fiery mood as Nez could tell when he came in and I was watching old 1989 Metallica shit here. I'm fired north right now. I'm excited for the playoffs. I'm excited for these slates today, man. We got Coors and Sacramento on the baseball slate, so we got a lot to talk about. But I had this take, and I did fuck around and filmed half a video, and I didn't get it out there yet. And then I saw Pete retweeted Coakley from Spike Week and stuff like that about the tout. And I haven't spoken on the So You Think You Can Tout or anything like that, but I had the exact same take. And I started a video on it, but I'm just going to rip. I'm just going to let it rip right now instead, okay?
Okay.
We don't need another backwards hat bro with the camera close to his face. We don't need another guy claiming they're a slappy. We don't need another guy, coming at the king and being like the thought leader's wrong and stuff like that. We need someone to come in the space, be creative, reinvent. I don't care about your waiver wire or your home league or that you can name the next dude on the depth chart. I need something that is distinctly different, that is a complete pivot off of everything that is out there right now. I'm seeing a bunch of these still cameras just replicating exactly what we're doing, exactly what other people are doing, and we don't need another one of those. I need someone to come in here and just zig when everybody else is zagging with like some crazy creativity, some off the board stuff. I don't need artificial created beef between like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go at that other streamer because like that shit's short lived. There's a short shelf life to that stuff. I need someone to come in here and give me the next scroll the F down. I need someone to come in here and give me the next GM, the push the plane movement. I need someone to reinvent the wheel that has staying power, Nez. That's my take right now.
All right. I like it. I mean, has anybody, met that criteria for you so far?
I mean, I'm obviously a little bit biased right now, but like what Gumby did is the archetype of what I need. Sure. Like something where he's doing a parody of a parody that is a niche within a niche and talking about projection maxing and whatever. Like I had never even heard of the streamer that he was making fun of and whatever. And I'd never seen the video that he had referenced. And it was good enough for me to go back in time and look that up. And, now I'm putting the pieces together. I need that, man. I need that. I don't need another wannabe ripoff, us or rip off Davis or rip off like whatever.
Who was even parodying? I didn't even know.
Yeah, so it's like this guy who's a streamer, Cal something. I'm gonna butcher it.
Clavicular?
Yeah, clavicular.
Okay.
And it's a looks maxing thing, and then he turned it into projection maxing kind of thing.
Yeah. Like Patrick Bateman type shit.
Yes, exactly. There you go. Yeah. Anyways, and in his underwear. Good shit. Anyways, that was my little spiel and little rant for our niche little audience on a Friday morning here. But it was something that's been living rent free. And I actually did film the first half of like maybe just like 30 seconds of my So You Think You Can Tout that was just a clap. But like now I just need to get it off my chest, because I think there's a lot of talented individuals out there that obviously want to get recognized, especially in the football space, right? Because there's so much going on there. But like, hey man, you do your waiver wires, like that's great. Oh, you can name the next dude on the depth chart and say, hey, pick him up for $8 because Marvin Harrison might not go this week. Got to get Michael Wilson. Like we fucking all know that, man. We're past that. That's some like 2008 shit. I don't care about your home leagues. I don't care if you're another dude who's going to be like, hey, I'm going to 150 on Underdog. Yeah, guess what? Nez is going to do 10,000 of them and he's going to stream 200 of them. Like, we don't need that. We got to push the bar further here. We need someone with some production value, some creativity, someone who's going all in, because it's a real opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. I've got some ideas churning in the head too. Yeah, I will say, dude, Pete's last So You Think You Can Tout video part 2, electric factory. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, do not pass up that video. It is so fun. Like, it's like, from my understanding, I talked like this just kind of organically. This is all like organic. The way everything kind of like spawned. You really have to watch the video. It's like it really is like reality TV right now, and Pete doesn't have to do anything. He's just sitting back and like observing, and it's funny as shit.
I mean, evergreen Pete to just be like ahead of the curve with something so cool like this, because it's
so like high effort and like it's incredible. And dude, Mayo, spoiler alert, Mayo gonna be a judge on this is just gonna be fucking incredible. It's gonna be so good because that dude. No filter. No filter. So raw. Like our first time meeting him in Kansas City there for the Dog Bowl, and he just straight up tells you like it is. Yes. All from the hip. Like you're talking to him, and I'd known him for 15 minutes, and it was like, oh, I've known this guy my whole life. Like it was incredible. So charismatic. It's so funny.
Yeah, and he's really good at this because he's so polished, right? Like he's going to play that like Simon Cowell role like so well because he's a pro's pro with like a full-fledged studio. Even when we were streaming at the Dog Bowl, he's like, the production value is not good enough for my channel. Like we can't do this right now. Like there's too much background noise. Like he's like a perfectionist. He's so good at his craft. But then he also just has like this heat-seeking missile of a fastball at the top of the zone. Like it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Anyway, side tangent to start the show there. Just having a little fun, but it was top of mind once I saw the tweet and some things that were living rent-free in my head the last couple of days here. Nez, I'm going to be honest with the people today. I'm not going to play a ton. We're going to talk it all through. I'm probably going to play like 20 and 20 in the two main contests. I'm really focused on getting Zambonis in right now. I think the Zamboni landscape is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun drafting them. I want to be invested in the playoffs. I love my puck. It's more important to me than the dance right now, just because of some of the combos and the way the dance lobbies were playing yesterday. People saw it on stream, that it's just like it's kind of frustrating at times. Like everybody's chasing the same stuff. So I'm really vested. I'm going to be hanging out in the Boney lobbies for the next 20 hours and stuff like that. But we're going to talk through everything else on the fly here.
That's cool. I love that for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pretty locked in on baseball, and NBA is a little easy because you can just like you're just like I'm really just autoing and hoping I run good. But MLB I'm pretty locked in because I think the baseball slate today is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just a very interesting wrinkle to have Dodgers at Coors, which is like the super duper, super like who's the guy that Thanos stones all fucking lining up is Dodgers at Coors situation, right? Especially against a guy who's been walking the world and can't get anybody out right now. So yeah, we'll talk about that one, but there's definitely some weather at play in that one. I don't know if you know, it was snowing this morning in Denver. It's 40 degrees. So maybe there's an angle to the fade. Yeah.
That's good to know, because I'm team never Dodgers and never Coors. So put this together and it's the world's strongest fade. So all right.
Yeah. There you go. No need to draft. I already got all the combos. That away went. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Yeah, Zambonis. So fun, man. Noah was in the big Zamboni this morning. And, complete and utter fraud, because he took the Lightning against his Canadiens. And I was the guy who slammed Montreal ahead of ADP in that draft. So complete and utter fraud when there's $75 on the line. Best ball Noah.
Hate to see it. Never meet your heroes.
Okay, Nez, let's do a rapid fire of yesterday's slate. Obviously, no hoops there yesterday, but we did have the results of the baseball slate. And I did see a familiar name near the top of the leaderboard there who came on the program yesterday and told us Parker Messick 101 with a bullet, big time strikeout stuff. Big time matchup for him. They were going to have a watered down iteration in that lineup, and my guy makes good on it. We just did the one draft on stream there, but I see Nezzy takes all the way up here alongside some friends there and said Colorado bats and Parker Messick, and he shows up with it exactly like that. Man of his word, and makes it pay dividends. So congratulations to you, my friend, and congratulations to Brent Reed Parker up here, who has a very similar lineup to you, but then opts for a little bit of contrarian San Diego at the back there. Just the one-off Goodman. Shout out to Nez for the calls yesterday.
Yeah, man. I wish I would have, found different angles for that Parker Messick stuff. I mean, shit, he no trouble until the ninth there, and yeah, they almost blew the game, let alone the shutout. But yeah, dude, Messick is so filthy.
Yeah, you talked about that K's slide there. I did see some of the fun pick'ems that you threw out there that were the super duper moon shooters, but like, hey, for moon shooters purposes, you got the Messick stuff home and you got the Jose Ramirez stuff home, so that was pretty good. Shout out to the friends and family at the top here. No Bo Sox, Jay Baconator, Dan, and S. Miranda. Been seeing a shit ton of them near the top of the leaderboards at the start of baseball season here, so some mad love and respect to them. Yeah,
man, the community is just on one right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like any given slate, man. It's just like, oh yeah, it's a bunch of people that we talk to every day up there taking down the money.
Yep, kind of evergreen at this point. The sharpest and best in the community are hanging out in the Discord and hanging out right here. Like to say it's a reflection of us, but I think we might just be the dudes. We just might be we just might be the dudes who bring people together and want to, you bring the energy here.
Yeah. So sometimes you have a good day. Other days it's yeah. Yesterday was a good day.
Nezzy, let's talk about the play-in games tonight first, just because it'll be a little bit of a shorter slate to whip through. Not a ton of stuff. A couple more Q tags than we were prone to see in these games early on there. So we'll talk about the dynamics of a Q tag on Zinger and a Q tag on Musa Diabates there. But, just kind of macro leans here with, the Warriors kind of showing out in a big way and Kerr having such positive things to say about Steph Curry and Draymond Green after last time out. They head to Phoenix, who have been, perennially disrespected all season long, despite being a good quality basketball team. We thought they overachieved they started the year really, really shitty in like the first 6 games or whatever. And then they overachieved for a big window. And then they were hurt for a while in that middle stretch with like Jalen Green coming back and then Dylan Brooks missing a lot of time. Mark Dubb missed a lot of time, all mixed in there. And they were doing it with guys like Fleming and Jordan Goodwin playing big minutes off the bench and Colin Gillespie and stuff like this. And now we kind of got their team kind of like back together. Hopefully Mark Dubb's able to go tonight to take on this older Warriors team on short rest. after going all out last time out. And then the Hornets, who have been the best team in basketball relative to kind of like the advanced metrics of the net rating stuff since January 1st. So no arbitrary deadline and no, fabricated with this lineup, with this. Nope, just straight up been the best team in basketball from a net rating standpoint, which is crazy, just given the run that the Spurs have been on. And then we got all-time bad vibes with the Magic here. And we got, a little bit of banged up Franz at the tail end of that game, but he came in and played and has been listed available for this evening, but might still be on a minutes limit. That's the macro. Very similar totals, very similar spreads. Thoughts and feelings, my friend?
Yeah, my thoughts are that I just will continue to have no faith in the Magic. They, made it a game in that Sixers game there. Closer than I actually would have expected. It wasn't close, and then it got close, and then it wasn't. Paulo was terrible. Franz didn't look good. Suggs was awful. They had to rely on Anthony Black. It was pretty rough, man. So yeah, I'm obviously Hornets all the way here. I'm pretty into the Hornets, man. Not trying to chase the Paulo stuff here. I just don't see how this works out here against Charlotte. Yeah, and then Golden State, man, Golden State all the way here. So I got them over the Suns here, and I'm back on their stuff.
I respect it, dude. Yeah, the only things I can poke holes in with the Warriors stuff is just kind of how full can Zinger play on 1 day's rest and playing the he didn't play a season high last time out, but he played in that same 27-28 minutes there, and then everybody else being old. That's just the only knock is just Steph, Horford, and Draymond on shorter rest after a playoff style game. How much gas do these guys have? Pods played 40 because he had to play 40, right? So while you were talking about Paulo, I was kind of just laughing in my own head because I found a couple absolute bangers of tweets yesterday, and I went and checked this one out, and this guy goes top 5 worst plays from the NBA play-in, and then he goes honorable mention, and then gives the top 5 worst plays from all of the play-in. And he's very adamant about this is from all of the play-in. And then he reframes it every single time. So he's like, now we got former first overall pick, and then goes Paulo Banchero. He goes, former one-time All-Star and Rookie of the Year, Paulo Banchero, and then just shows every egregious play, and all 7 of the plays he shows are Paulo, but he reintroduces it in a very funny way each time that it sounds like he's going to introduce someone new, and then it's just fucking Paulo again. It's very good. It's very good. I'll drop the tweet in the chat here for people to check out because I thought it was very clever. Anyways.
That's funny. Yeah, that's always a good bit. Paulo was getting lit up all over Twitter. Underdog was fucking letting the chopper spray on him. They had 5 different tweets about how bad he was. That's tough, man. That's tough, but it's the reality of the situation. He's just, when you're an island playing game, you're gonna get exposed, man. People are ruthless. Yeah. People are ruthless.
Yeah, especially when you played that poorly. I'm not. Let's be frank about it.
Sure.
Shout out to some other people rolling through. The Cheese is in here, Station's in here, and I couldn't agree more with this. Vintage Sports Club just saying that 95% of the world is rooting for the Hornets tonight. 100%, man. They've kind of been that fun story to latch on to at the tail end of the year there. And they've played really good, inspired basketball to get out of what we thought was going to be completely out of the play-in at one point, and then they kind of played their way down back into the play-in at the tail end of the season. But it really looked like at some point that they were going to have what Atlanta did and push themselves into a 6th seed kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really was hoping that they were going to end up being like that, obviously. But it is what it is. But they'll still be nice if they can get a dub here. For I think everybody in here has got some Hornets bags, I would assume. So yeah, I think we're all kind of rooting for Charlotte tonight.
Yeah, let's do a little bro science. It just off the top right now, I haven't really thought about this, but like obviously the Hornets have that narrative versus Detroit of like the hard fought games that they played. They had the fights, they had the dust ups and the suspensions, that sort of thing. If you get that series, like, okay, you're going to get Detroit versus one of these two teams out of the East tonight. Who can push Detroit the furthest? It's Hornets, right?
Yeah, I think like without a doubt.
You think they can push them to 6?
Yeah.
You think they can win?
I'm gonna say no, but kind of. Like,
dude, I think they can win.
Yeah,
I think they can win. Like Diabate's really good defender, you know, good rim protection, like that sort of thing. Like Melo can just go high usage, go band for band with Cade at times. Like, you know, he's way more mistake prone than Cade is, and a little more lackadaisical on the defensive end. But like, yeah, team defense is kind of like the only thing that I can point to that is like a clear, you know, plus advantage to the Detroit side of things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I like Charlotte a lot, man. I really do. Yeah. I think they could. Like, if there's any one seed to lose a series, man, I feel like it would be these Pistons. But I don't know. I could just be underrating them.
Yeah. No, but I feel similarly. I mean, they haven't had their full operation like in recent memory, so there's also that, right? Like, we haven't seen the contingency of like Beef Stew back, Cade back, Duran playing full for like a while.
That's true. That's true.
So it's kind of like living rent free in our heads that like the most recent basketball we've watched is Hornets playing good, inspired basketball, and then kind of like watered down Pistons kind of stuff. Yet they still held on to first place in the East there. And I vividly remember the Thunder game where Thunder were resting a couple guys there, but SGA was out there, et cetera. And they took them to overtime when they were like 16-point dogs and missing like everybody, you know, they were missing Cade, they were missing Duran, like blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And they still took OKC to overtime. And I was like, ooh, pay attention to that one. Like when we're talking later.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's, you know, it's hard to get Dennis Jenkins like that type of work with Cade in, but yeah, they've got players. They've got players.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. TK just logged into the business account by accident when he's tapped in right now.
What's going on? I was like, who is that?
That's funny. That's funny. That's good shit. All right, Nezzy. I think we should just walk it through. Just kind of talk about like tier by tier in an organized fashion here. I think that's probably the best way to do this slate. It's a little bit different than the way in which we do the slate normally, unless you think game by game's better.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay, cool. I will just hit on the Q tags just for tonight, and we can play kind of like real or fake with them. Moussa Diabates has left hip soreness. He played 36 minutes last time out, and this was kind of like a late addition, in parentheses, late addition to the injury report here because it wasn't on the initial run. The Hornets had nothing. Hornets were 4-point favorites, and then Franz got ruled available, and then Diabates had the Q, and now they're only 3-point favorites, just for what it's worth, but road favorites nonetheless. And then Magic, Wendell Carter Jr. just keeps getting listed with the face mask, and then Jonathan Isaac, who hasn't been playing and or been playing big minutes, has a left knee sprain, you know, might factor in for like 8 to 10 when defensive. He's probably not playing anyways. And then on the Warriors side, Moses Moody's done for the year. Jimmy Buckets is done for the year. You got this Q tag on the right ankle soreness for Kristaps Porzingis, and then you got Quentin Post already ruled out. Are you concerned about Zinger tonight, or do you think this is just like your standard tag for Zinger after a hard fought game kind of deal?
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Okay,
maybe I should be, but I'm not. I'm taking him in bunches again.
Okay, cool. And then we have the Sun stuff where Grayson Allen has a Q tag where he did not play last time out, which is pretty impactful because he can be a guy who impacts the secondary scoring in a big, big way because he takes a lot of those shots that Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green would be taking when he's out on the floor. If he plays this evening, would you imagine he starts? Do you think he plays this evening? He did not play last time out, and then we'll talk about Mark Williams.
Yeah, I think it's like a true 50-50 if he goes or not. And I mean, he couldn't go last time, obviously, and that was a pretty big game. So, yeah, I'd say he's very much at risk to miss this one too, the hamstring. So, yeah, if he does go, I can't imagine he starts or plays full.
Yeah, and like last time he came back, like he re-aggravated and injured the hamstring. Like he played 25 minutes. He came back, played 25 minutes, and I believe it was off the bench. Don't quote me on it, but I think that was 5 games ago. He played 25 minutes. Then he goes to the next game off. Then he comes back, and I think the next game off was a back-to-back. And then he comes back, plays 12 minutes, injures the hamstring, and now we haven't seen him in 3 games. So I think this one's very much real. The Mark Williams one that we talked about was he went to the locker room at the tail end of the third quarter. I will bring up the rotations for everybody to see. This was in the Blazers game. Here we go. Rotations for everyone to see. He leaves right here at this third quarter stretch, then stays in the locker room for most of the third quarter, and then doesn't come back and play the fourth, and they keep rolling with Iguodaro. So there's some push-pull of where the minutes will be because Oso will get a big uptick in minutes here. You guys could see that Rasheer Fleming, who was mixing in at the 5 at times there, did not play at all in this one. So Oso would probably be the biggest beneficiary if Mark Dubb does not go tonight. Thoughts on Mark Dubb and just the fact that like he didn't come back?
Yeah, that's definitely concerning, man. I wasn't paying that close of attention to the rotations. I kind of assumed that this was, another one of those like fake Q tags. So, yeah, that changes things for me. Yeah, definitely bearish.
It's still a pretty nice matchup for him, right? Like,
it would have been.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be a pretty nice one, but yeah,
I gotta move him down for sure. I'm not sure how much I have in my autos, but that's concerning. Yeah, I've got a lot. That sucks.
Okay. A couple things I want to hit on right before we keep rolling here, just because a couple things popped up in the chat and made me think of things. Couple fun updates on the Underdog side. I don't know why I just thought of this right now. Oh yes, now I remember why, but that's neither here nor there. We have some new stuff coming your way next week. So couple things. Numi shared in the Discord today, fun update that golf and WNBA coming back to New York in short order. So that's a lot of fun right now.
Yep.
That's just good in general and a lot of fun. And we got something special coming next week for a new sport. I'm going to leave it at that because we were getting something set up for Off and On the Clock on Tuesday there because it's NFL Draft week next week. It's playoffs starting. It's all that kind of stuff. And there's another little wrinkle. There's going to be something new in the lobbies to go alongside that. So Off and On the Clock Tuesday next week is going to be a 2-part show. One front end of the show is going to be this new thing that people can start getting excited about. And then the other part of the show is going to be NFL Draft related. So just wanted to share that with the people and the people that didn't see in the Discord that golf is back in New York starting soon. WNBA back in New York as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is very good. I'm excited to see how this affects the prize pools for golf.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point from Awin, just having the Mark Dubb talk that it's a fine 6th round swap. Anyways, some spoilers in the chat here. Maybe some people knowing some stuff already. Who knows? But yeah, and then this one's on my radar for sure. You guys know I'm a NASCAR guy. You guys know I'm at my heart. I've talked about some of my favorite sporting IRL experiences actually being NASCAR races. So yes, I would love me some NASCAR in the lobbies. So fingers crossed one day. All right, Nezzy takes. Let's have the tiers conversation and rip through it for the people. My estimation is that there is a tier of 4 at the top of the board here. You might tell me otherwise, but maybe let's call it a big 2 and then another 2 here. But if you flip to the board with Steph and or Paulo, I would not fault you on it. But I think Melo, despite, tough on-ball defenders, blah, 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 tonight, I think 40 minutes of Melo, 38 minutes of Melo tonight really looks nice to me, even over that of like the 42 of Booker.
Yeah, I'm really much aligned here. He's the 101. It's not like super like obvious, like like Joker and stuff, but I'm playing the ADP game here. Yeah, playoff Melo looks like a blast to me.
Just want to hit on this because A1 said it. Yeah, Daytona was fun. Daytona's bucket list for me, Talladega's bucket list for me, but they're not my favorite style of racing. Like they're big time spectacles, but because they're so effing big, like the cars just come by every minute and a half, 2 minutes or whatever. I'm a big sit up perched in the corner on a 1.5 mile track, and you could see the whole thing the whole time, and then the cars come by every 29 seconds. Like that's what I'm about. Anyways, enough of my tangent today.
I like that.
Dude, you got Texas Motor Speedway. We came down there just to go to Texas Motor Speedway. It's right in your backyard.
That's sick. I need to actually, swing by there at some point.
Dude, you can get, dirt cheap tickets, upper tank, whatever, $15 in the shade, and you don't even have to stay for the whole race. Just go experience the spectacle that is pre-race, and then experience, like 25 laps of it, and then just be like, oh yeah, that's all I needed to see. I got the experience. I feel it now.
I don't know if Bria's going to be down though.
Yeah, it's kind of a boys weekend kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe take the old man.
All right, dude. So Melo and Booker for us at the top here, and then let's have the conversation here, man. We noted that Steph Curry played, 7 fantasy points worth in the first half, then went nuke in that third quarter. He actually went to the locker room, then came back, then went nuke in the third quarter, and it went vintage Steph to end things out. He's the third high scorer on the previous slate, and then we noted how poorly Paulo played. Thoughts on the Paulo versus Steph dynamic here?
Yeah, I'm Steph, man. I'm Steph. Okay. Playoff Steph versus volume Paulo. I mean, how can you take a guy named PB No J after like in front of Steph? How can you possibly do that? That's too strong of negative aura to be taking that guy. That's an insane nickname, PB No J. Well, I would quit basketball if someone had a nickname that clever for me.
You know what? It's so crazy is we call Patrick Baldwin Jr. PB&J, and we're calling former 101 Rookie of the Year and an All-Star PB No J.
That's harsh.
Like,
that's rude.
Yeah. Oh my God, the people are gassed up in the chat right now. Bristol would be a spectacle for sure. Watkins Glen, 2 in the pit boxes beside Michael Jordan. And Motor Speedway, Zach Bryan. Fuck, man. You guys are tugging on my heartstrings right now.
I used to work in Kansas by Kansas Motor Speedway.
Great 1.5 mile track. Yeah. Unbelievable track.
Damn, I was right next door, man.
Oh, damn, Nez. You missed out, my guy.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Kansas Motor Speedway is Kevin Harvick used to dominate at Kansas Motor Speedway. He was that dude. All right. Any merit for taking someone over Paulo tonight? Like, is there so much disdain, or are you just too worried about the ceiling outcomes, too worried about the potential of Paulo?
No, I'm too concerned. I mean, I'm just gonna have him 4, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna put him 4 all day, and yeah, I have trouble getting to anybody else over him. Like, this is like I can't like take anybody over him behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I have one little like bro science, like hand on the court here.
Okay.
I think he's got the toughest assignment on the floor. He's played terribly for the last 3 games. The vibes are bad, and he has the toughest assignment on the floor with Bridges, I think, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's not enough to take Bane over him, but I don't know.
I think like I get it, Mm-hmm. I totally get it. It just doesn't feel correct. But yeah, man, like Bane's Bane's hooping, but it's like, okay, okay, you're at pick 4. All right, I'm gonna be bold and take Bane over Paulo. Now you got to take somebody else over Paulo.
Right. Yeah. Like, what do you win when you win? Right.
Who's that gonna be?
Yeah. It's
Green,
more about the
I
second
don't
pick.
know.
Yeah, like you could tell yourself about a Brandon Miller. Like if he wasn't in foul trouble last game, like maybe there's a little bit more from Brandon Miller there on the offensive output. But like, yeah, it's tough, man. You're right. It is tough.
So that Paulo Bane combo is just gonna be. I mean, I'm not. I mean, maybe I'll put Brandon Miller or maybe I'll put Jalen Green over Bane to not draft that Paulo Bane combo over and over and over. But yeah, that's just like those Paulo combos are going to be concentrated.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that, I mean, maybe we just flip Suggs and Bane once or twice, but like that doesn't feel good, especially with Anthony Black like ramping up. I guess it would be Miller. I mean, maybe the Green stuff, the projection would age like a little bit better if Grayson doesn't go.
Yeah, maybe.
I think maybe one of the smartest things you could do today was throw the recency bias out the window and take Paulo at 2 just to flip the build a little bit.
Yeah.
Pure game theory, pure whatever, because the vibes are so bad on Paulo, and Paulo's going to be paired with an Orlando piece every single time, and he's always going to be on the right-hand side of the board. Pure game theory, I don't know if I believe in it, but like you're sacrificing 1 point in projection if you throw your bro science and you throw all this stuff out the window that we just talked about.
I think just like the only counter I would say to that is like instead of like taking Paulo over Booker or Curry, just like draft, just like do the same thing from the 4. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you're trying to like force yourself to not take Bane or Green there because you're assuming they won't be there now that you took Paulo at 2. It's like, you can just make unique Paulo teams from the 4 instead and
sure.
kind of just do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, put Brandon Miller at 5 for all the money. That feels fine to me. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if we make like 50 teams, you take 1 or 2 of like the Bane Millers. Just a small percentage. Yeah. That checks
maybe
out.
More than that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked at the projection. We'll look at it as the draft comes up, but like you clearly you're not sacrificing like that much by taking Paulo at like 2, and then your third and fourth round combos, or your third round combo is better and your second round combo is unique.
Yeah, it just feels like if that's something that you do, I feel like you just do it like the whole time, I guess, and like really kind of like, okay, I want to be overweight Paulo, and like because he's going to help my overall ROI on the day, because I think he's going to be better than Booker and Curry. I don't know. I feel like you just got to like stand on that.
Right. Yeah, and make like a portfolio out of it instead of one isolated lineup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have no second round Paulo, by the way, through 77.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not happening. People are trusting that it's a bounce back spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Take those big 3 or big 4 off the board, kind of 2 tiers for us. Then I think there's like a big clump of like, you can tell yourself a story, and it probably goes down to, I would put Franz in it, and then we could talk about, Brooks and Pods. I don't know if you think they're in it, but like, I think you can kind of mix and match the entirety of this tier, and people will under mix and match the entirety of this tier. I think like Bane and Suggs are closer than their ADPs look, despite Bane having like the most recent nice performance. I think, Jalen gets better if Grayson's out. I think, Brandon Miller, if you just stand on business, like it was said in the chat, like absolutely, that's fine. Bridges, I struggle a little bit with just because he had the nice box score last time out. But like, if Bridges is going to play 43 minutes and have the toughest on-ball assignment, like there's a lot of potential there. And if for whatever reason, like Musa can't go, like the rebounding rate of Bridges would pop a little bit. And then Zinger and Franz are kind of like can we get more than 28 minutes because they're amazing rates guys. So of this big clump, which guy stands out to you as like, that's the overweight spot, or that's something I want to do?
I think like the biggest overweight spot to me is Porzingis.
Okay.
Where I would probably just rank this out like after Paulo, I'll say Brandon Miller, Desmond Bain, Jalen Green, and then Kristaps, like right there.
Okay.
Sure. And just hope that this dude plays.
Yeah.
I think if he plays, man, like he's a very, very good pick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with it. That matchup probably gets, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on like Mark Dub just like in a vacuum, but like if Mark Dub doesn't go, it gets better for Zinger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
So there's a little bit of push pull there too, where it's like, you know, if you play Mark Dub as out, playing Zinger up makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's fine either way too, to be honest.
Okay. What are our thoughts then on like this kind of, or who was kind of like your least favorite when you ranked that out? Just to reiterate, least favorite of the grouping that was kind of like the second / start of the third round.
Miles Bridges.
Yeah, that checks out. Okay. And then of this kind of like next grouping, dude, the Brooks stuff will get better, obviously, with no Grayson, but Brooks will probably have, I don't know. We got to bake this into our models. Brooks versus Draymond fight ejection metrics, like maybe like, 4% dock on both guys. Like how you feel like about that dynamic? But like, yeah, Brooks is going to do some hard on ball stuff and then get his on the offensive end from a shots up perspective. Yeah, Pods is just going to play 40 because they need the younger legs to play 40, but we know he doesn't have a big scoring ceiling, but he does a little bit of everything. And then Franz is kind of like the right tail guy where it's like if all of a sudden he plays 35, he does not belong in this tier, especially if Paulo's struggling. Franz can easily outscore him, especially if he has the softer of the two matchups, if he gets Brandon Miller instead of getting Bridges. So yeah, just thoughts on this kind of like grouping, because I think it's a really pivotal decision.
Yeah, I'm not really married to like any one ranking here, but I personally have it for now, Brooks, Pods, and Franz, which is ADP. Because that's how I prefer it. So I'll play ADP and play my preference at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm really into Dylan Brooks. Pods played mad minutes. Franz, I just kind of worried about the health, man. I don't know. Like maybe he comes out and balls out, but yeah, I'm sure they're pushing him to his limits, right? I mean, if he can't even get to 30 minutes, I'm sure it's hard for him to get to 29,
Yeah.
Like this is do or die, man. Like
Mosley, and he got a little banged up,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like he got a little shook up in that last one. And like, I think Mosley knows he's coaching for his job at this point, right? So like,
I think he knows his job is over, but he still wants to put out good tape. He wants to, hey, look what I did with the team that gave up on me. I still got him through the play-in.
Yeah, good shout.
So he's obviously still trying, but
yeah, which would then be like, hey, will he push Franz?
Right. He's just, you can only do so much with this guy. I think like 30 minutes is max for Franz, and you're going to get 40 minutes of Dylan Brooks and 40 minutes of Pods. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. So you kind of like it in terms of ADP there. And then we kind of got like this next big grouping, dude. Santos started over Melton last time out. Do you think that trend continues? Con Knippel like just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn and got shut down because he couldn't hit a fucking three. But this is the guy who led the world in threes this year. That being said, Gallagher in his matchups column noted that Con had not had got good games versus Orlando this season, and Kobe White actually had. So just for whatever that's worth, Draymond, like just playoff Draymond coming out in a big way. Maybe his stuff gets a little bit. We think Zinger goes, But if Zinger like somehow didn't go, like maybe the rebounding rate and stuff like that for Draymond, or maybe a little bit of offensive uptick, so Draymond would look like a little bit better, so would Santos. Yeah, man, it's just weird to see like Draymond and Santos ahead of a guy like Khan, who we've been playing on slates all year long. Yeah, thoughts on kind of like this next grouping? Would you include like Diabates and Wendell Carter and stuff?
Let me see here. I mean, I'm really high on Draymond, man. I was high on him last game, and I'm going to be high on him again. Just going to play a lot of minutes, man. He's very important to the team, and yeah, I just feel like he's got a pretty decent floor. Obviously, not a huge ceiling on Draymond, but you know, a floor is nice with these contests and these size of slates. I'm going to go back to Khan too. I'm going to play Khan over G,
okay,
or G, and yeah, just kind of hope that was bit of a fluke. I mean, I think Khan's very important to this team. I don't think, he's definitely getting a recency bias treatment here with the ADP. I think, not that it's like, a great spot and he's being super underdrafted, but he is being underdrafted nonetheless. So I'm going back to the Conwell, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good with it, man. I just bet on talent and bet on hitting threes and bet on a guy just had a bad night and now he comes out and does the opposite of it.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was about as bad as it could have been. Yeah, and then that's like a tier, right? I mean, like from there, like I don't consider Kobe White in that tier. Kobe White had an awesome game. He was sick, but I'm gonna have very little Kobe White if Diabate is gonna be ADP 19. But maybe you can talk me off the bullish stance on Moose.
No, I'm good with it. I'm in on Musa. Played like 35 last time, 36. Like I like him in general. We've talked about the Orlando Centers matchup being like historically like kind of just like a bad one, but like I'm not overly scared about it for Musa. Yeah, I'd play him over Wendell. I think it's tougher for Wendell. I'd probably play him like up here, and play him over like Santos and Kobe White as well. I'd kind of be a little bit light on Wendell Carter Jr. Some questions about Anthony Black in this range. Like, I like him, like just in a vacuum, but like, hey, more minutes, Josh is asking. Like, I don't know, where do they come from? Like, they've kind of like, they're running him, alongside Suggs already. So maybe there's a push-pull with like Suggs if Anthony Black's like, playing better than him, or he's better on ball, or his shots falling or something like that. Like, and they need like some more offensive output. Maybe they run with Anthony Black over him, but I don't really know where the minutes directly come from unless they come from Suggs or Bane. Maybe they don't play Jamal Cain as much this time out, where they played him like 14 minutes, and maybe it just comes from him. So yeah, just kind of thinking out loud here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not playing Anthony Black bullishly, I guess is just what I would say. I mean, I've got him like right at AEP. So
okay.
Yeah, I don't really have much on him. Who knows? You could, yeah, I don't know. Would you take like Al Horford over him?
Maybe just from like a uniqueness angle, because I do think the line in the sand is kind of this group. Like, this is the tier. This tier of 6 and how you treat it. And then there's a line in the sand at like Anthony Black, and you can just mix and match as you see fit. Like, if you think Mark Dub's playing basketball tonight, I think he's probably here. Then I think Anthony Black. I still like Melton, even if he plays off the bench and they just need secondary scoring, because he can do a lot with a little. Like, Jordan Goodwin's fine because they might need the on-ball defense versus Steph. So like, he played 28 last time out, and we know he can get a bucket. He gets better if Grayson is out. Mixing some Grayson, mixing some Horford. This is all the same tier to me. Royce is just like playing the minutes, basically. And those minutes, in my estimation, will probably come down a little bit if Grayson's in there to start, or if Grayson plays like off the bench. Like, yeah, this whole tier, man, you can just do whatever you want. So if you're like, hey, yeah, I want to just play Horford over Black, like, absolutely. If you're chalk for the first 4 rounds and you play Horford over Black, sure, absolutely.
What do you think about Royce if no Mark Dub? Does that give him put him into the 30s?
Maybe we can look at the rotation and see if anything usage wise spiked for him last game when Mark Dubb went out. So let's take a look there. Because maybe the rebounding rate comes up or whatever because Mark Dubb comes off the floor or something. But I think it'd just be push pull for Oso.
Yeah.
It's just really hard for him to get his shot unless it's just corner three,
Right.
Yeah, Royce has a bench stretch here where his usage is the highest, which makes sense because he's first guy up and they're okay, go to work, Royce. And then, yeah, he closes and probably closes because Mark Dubb's not out there and they opt to go with him as defensive role instead of Goodwin. And then they go Oso instead of Mark Dubb. But the usage alongside the starters is just so blah, right?
Yeah, but I feel like he'll end up playing a lot. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're gonna probably need Grayson out too, though. So yeah, it's thin. But
yeah,
if things break right for Royce, man, I'm into it.
Yeah, cool. Numi just dropped in our side chat here. I don't know how the best way to display this is, but I think he's going to tweet it out. So pay attention to your tweet machines there. But what I'm going to do right now for people is just drop it in let's see this. Okay. I'm just going to do this real quick for everybody, Nez.
Okay.
If you guys see your name on the screen, you have won a dance and or Zamboni entry. So go check out your account. Here you go. So he ran the S words, and here are the Badge Bros winners. I'm not going to read them all out. This is obviously not your username. It is your Twitter handle. So your dance winners, Mustangs, Jack's up here. Recognize some of these for sure. RS or R Scar or whatever, he donated a buttload of money to the Toxic Towers yesterday. So shout out to him.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You can continue. Just give me 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Colt's up here. Best Ball Noah's up here. There's Matt. Matt's in here as well. Travioli, I know you're hanging out in the chat. Bleeze is up here, who was doing some Zambonis with us yesterday, so that's good to see. Slope gets a free one. There you guys go. Cowboys 5 rings. There you go. So there you guys go. Check your Twitter machines. Check your accounts because you will have a token that is eligible for a Badge Bros giveaway there. So 20 free dance entries and 20 free Zamboni entries. And then also check if you won on the main account or if you won if you won on the main account or if you won on the drafts, the Pete's account. Sorry, fumbling over my words like a buffoon here. But yeah. Yeah, Ryan didn't win this one, but I think he's ahead on Badge Bros giveaways, having won the +1 there. Travioli's being forced to do a Zamboni. Love to see it, bro. Love to see it. Being forced into that one. Wins on all accounts. There you go, Mike. There you go. Mike was in there somewhere. Perfect. Great. All right, guys, back to the discourse that is the hoop stuff. I think this is a pretty good tier here. I think you can play Colin Gillespie in the last round despite the rates being kind of low, but I think he's fine. I think Tristan Da Silva has some push-pull with the minutes stuff, and those would come at the expense of probably Anthony Black or probably a little bit of if Bane was in foul trouble or something like that. Not that I'm projecting that or thinking that is even in the realm of possibility, but just suggesting Da Silva would be kind of the next guy to jump in the rotation in a decent way. He can hit some threes too if they are starved for offense. He played 13 minutes in game 1. Oso is definitely going to be your swap for your Mark Dubb stuff because he'll probably end up starting. Leave the light on that they could do some stuff with Fleming, but I think Fleming, he was a coach's DNP last time out. So I think it's Oso's job, and then Fleming gets backup 5 run. Goga's just a bet on backup 5, but we know he's a good rates guy. Ryan Dunn is just on-ball defense, but if he's out there and playing like a lot of defense, you know, he could matter in the way in which Chris Dunn mattered the other day, but like it's probably a bridge too far for our game. Jamal Cain, you know, he could come off the bench, get some scoring done. Sion James basically had the nut run out for him last time out where he was playing over Con in like some tail end stretches there and still didn't really put up fantasy points that matter. Josh Green's going to play 5 minutes. Pat Spencer's going to play no minutes, maybe 5 minutes, something like that. So I think that's the end of your player pool there. I think just the most noteworthy stuff at the very bottom is, you know, the Gillespie stuff and the Royce O'Neal and the Oso Iguodala stuff will get better if we get no Mark Dubb or we get no Grayson Allen. That's kind of the crux of it. Nez, let's rip some drafts and see what it looks like in real time.
Yeah, let's see what people are doing.
Almost clicked a dance by accident. The people would have loved that.
Yeah, we had some fiery remarks yesterday doing those dances.
Yeah, we did. It was fun. Oh, woo! Spicy takes in the chat from our guy on the break pod. Mike's coming in with Phoenix is going to kick the shit out of the Warriors tonight. Spoke to a bunch of Dubs media people, and the consensus is that no one actually believes the Dubs are going to win. I mean, there were some interesting quotes from Kerr at the end of last time out, where like Kerr said something to the effect, I think it was in Gallagher's article or it was in something else that I read this morning, but Kerr said something to the effect of like, we love the play-in and for one night we're champions or something like that. Like it was very like, we fucking won. Like, you know, we don't care if we get OKC. You know what I mean? It was like, it was a very much like a, that was our Super Bowl quote, which is, you know, probably not the way in which
tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'm misreading it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was his way of saying like, yeah, we're out. We won one game and we're out. Like, I don't think that's what he was doing.
Yeah. There you go. Matt rolling through. Got a free puck one. Hasn't been in the puck streets in a while. Love to see that. Clippers are better than Phoenix. I like that take. I think we were team Clippers, man. I mean, the Warriors just had an amazing halftime adjustment and went nuke in the third quarter. Okay, so interesting, Nez. Paulo out projecting Steph according to the ETR stuff by a good margin, 3 fantasy points. Are you buying it or are we taking Steph?
I would prefer Steph.
All right, we're taking Steph. Can they factor in the clutch factor of Steph?
Don't think so.
Clutch gene?
I wonder if people are going to take Paulo over Steph now. Looks like they're starting to. 3-7 versus 3-1. That's cool. I would like to be underweight Paulo.
Yeah.
That'd be preferred by me.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Be preferred, indeed. You guys can see on the projection side and with a little bit of randomness in that the solver's suggesting Zinger next. That's a good flip the board candidate, but he might also be a guy that falls in rooms because of the Q tag when we're not dealing with the sickos like UCF Jaguar, Sanjay Rich, and NBA Dog Bowl qualifier, NBA TST. Who do you like next, dude?
Let's do let's do Bane.
Okay, I'm good with it. Bane with a couple nice box scores. He's been Orlando's most consistent basketball player this season. Also been the classic sometimes availability is your best ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice bounce back after he didn't play that whole stretch the last regular season game there, oddly.
Mm-hmm. Go AZ Cards is making the tout idea. Grabbing random people off the street and making them make picks for you. I see you. I hear you. Fuck around, find out. Why not? Suggs comes back to us if we want it. We can pair either Suggs or Franz together. I think I prefer Suggs.
Yeah. I'd say Suggs.
Sounds good to me. Kind of maybe a little bit of a chalky start here, but Suggs falling is nice.
Yeah. We take that. And I feel like that he doesn't necessarily cannibalize into Bane as much as Franz potentially could.
Yeah, agreed. Pods and Con. So we're left with Franz if we want it, and we can do like the full Orlando thing, or we can pivot off and take like Draymond, Guy Santos. This one kind of just feels like a mental projection and tier break to me, but if you want to do Draymond, I'm good with it.
Draymond.
Okay. You like Draymond more than Franz tonight? All right.
I think just with the team that we have too, like 3 Orlando pieces just feels like a lot. I'd rather just assume that it's not Franz night and we get Draymond stuffing stat sheets.
Yeah. There's an interesting question in the chat earlier that I was kind of saving for like this portion of the show. And that's kind of like teammates that you're comfortable pairing together, or how many teammates or too many teammates. The irony of the conversation is like, combos matter. And like, if they're hard to obtain combos, you just go ahead and do it. But there's definitely guys that I would not be wanting to pair together like ad nauseum that kind of don't make sense together, So like, that being said, like I wouldn't want to be doing Suggs plus Black. Like those are like negatively correlated outcomes in my estimation. Or like Kobe White plus Con. Like those feel negatively correlated as well.
Yeah. I think this is Kobe for me, unless you want to do Wendell Carter Jr.
No, I'm good. Let's take Kobe White here. I like Kobe White. Interesting that Gary Payton is kind of popping a little bit, and he's a little bit buried down here. Might need him for some defensive purposes. They do randomly start him at times too, encouraging that he played 23 minutes in a game that matters.
Yep.
Wendell Carter goes there, and then Kalkbrenner goes there. Nice little, hedge off of the Diabate's health. Yeah, I don't love Anthony Black with this team, but he might score the most fantasy points. What do you think about just doing like Oso and, a hedge off of, Mark Dub doesn't play, or he gets banged up again, or you get like extended run?
That's fine. Yeah.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, pretty flat tier at this back end. I think Jordan Goodwin might get used a little bit more than people are giving credit right now for some on-ball defense. Because
I like him.
If Steph is out there, man, like for 40 or whatever, 38, like he could just cook the hell out of like Jalen Green and Booker and like those guys, right?
Yeah, maybe not to hell, but he'll do a great job. I like him. Yeah.
All right. All right, dude. I think we should maybe just push right in. I think we answered all the questions for the people. I think we ripped a draft. We took a look at the projections. I think we should just pivot right on into baseball here, unless you have any parting words for the people on hoops.
No, it's sort of a tough slate to draft at volume and make a ton of nuanced decisions. So I'm just kind of autoing and letting the chips fall where they may. So I'm ready to talk ball.
All right. Sounds good to me. I will fire up the beautiful unabated interface in a half second here. Nezzy, evergreen question. How many have you done thus far? How are you feeling about your process? 10 game slate featuring both Coors Field and Sacramento. We'll always start with weather and pitching. And but just thoughts on the macros of the slate here.
Yeah, it's some big time chalk, man. Big time chalk here. Dodgers at Coors, like you said, perfect storm. But it's cold, and and they're uber chalk. So it's I think it's a decent slate to fade them, but it's not like I don't have Dodgers stacks in my portfolio.
I think it's just a good reminder, because this is the first iteration of this year. When you have a team that everybody loves to draft, that is super talented, and they're getting Coors, like ownership condenses so much. And this is baseball, Susan. Like any team tonight can score 12 runs, and there's teams that are more or less likely to do so, but any team can break the slate in its totality by themselves, kind of thing. And we tend to lose sight of that when the chalk is extra strong on a given night. So when we have an iteration like this, let's say the Dodgers at home tonight versus the Rockies, or let's not even say the Rockies. Let's say, because it'd still be a good matchup. Let's say, the Dodgers are playing the Diamondbacks tonight, and they're at home. They'd probably have like a 5.3 run implied total against Ryan Nelson. Let's say it was Ryan Nelson on the hill. They'd probably have a 5.3, and they would probably still be the most likely stack to succeed on the slate, but it would be at like a 16 to 18% frequency. When they go to Coors, and now they're playing against Colorado pitching staff, and they're the best team and whatever, they probably move to a 7.3 or a 7.2 implied run total, give or take the weather on a given evening, right? And that probably moves them to like 21%, most likely to be the optimal stack. And it doesn't mirror the ownership threshold, because we're going to have auxiliary Dodgers all the way down the lineup 100% owned tonight, or 90% owned. Like we're going to have, Muncy and Pages, and well, I mean, they're both off to decent starts, but like just like Alex Freeman or whatever, he's going to come in at, I don't fucking know what he's going to come in at 48% or 58%. And it's like, yeah, that guy wouldn't be owned like that if it wasn't at Coors or if this game was at home. Yet the optimal percentage is only like 3 to 4% higher than it usually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets overdrafted pretty quick. So yeah, I definitely think if you're going to do it, think about like how you're stacking. Maybe some unique one-off pairings, or doing all the scrubs. Maybe just doing all the scrubs. No one's really going to play it from the bottom up other than eyes on fence, chess boy. So nice. Yeah, I don't think that it's something that I'm getting to every time, just because the frequency doesn't reflect optimal. I think I would agree with you there. Little game, just like game theory, you can't. I'm not building a whole portfolio of it, obviously.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And like when it does succeed, you're holding hands with people and you're chasing combos that the maxis have better combos of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm just going to check out the drafts account for 1 second, because Numi just told me about a promo that I think our viewers would be very interested in. He posted the winners. Okay. He posted the winners on the X machine, but that being said, he says draft 5, get an entry into the contest, can see it in the promos tab on mobile. So I just want to share this with everybody before we fully go into hoops. Let me see if I see this.
I don't see it yet.
Here we go. Okay. So let me do, how do I, you did the mirror the phone thing last. I'm not going to do it like that. I'm just going to put myself.
I don't even see it on mine. I might have to update my app.
Okay. Let me show everyone what is up with this. Okay. If you go to the middle tab at the bottom there, there's get 10 or get whatever you have there. This takes you to the promo tab where you can do referrals, and there's like games and stuff like this. You scroll to the base here. You guys can see the boosts in the pick'em lobby, and beneath it, we're running a draft 5 get 1 free token for the potential overlay looming in the Earn a Dance entry, Earn a Zamboni entry. So if you draft 5 of those in the next whatever hours, you're going to get a free entry. So all the people that we saw pulled up on the screen got a free entry, and they got a token. And then all of you are now eligible for an additional one if you just go ahead and play 5 of them this evening. There's a counting bar, then you'll get a token dropped in your account, and then you'll draft it this evening. Cool.
Yeah, that's great. That's Love when the promos hit. That's easy decision there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Nez. That was kind of good. Like, just lay of the land on like what a Dodgers chalk slate looks like at Coors. That being said, with the weather and it only being 40 degrees, you can see a little bit knocked down for the home runs here, a little bit of wind blowing in there, but it is still the best run environment on the slate. And you guys could see the run totals and all that sort of stuff is up. Wrigley is not on our slate, but they're having a wind blowing out game today already right now. And then we have, we have a whole bunch of other environments that we'll talk about game by game as we kind of like go through it here. But most notably, Fenway kind of playing poor for hitting today, and also Ranger Suarez is on the hill in that one, and then also we have T-Mobile, which is just kind of evergreen, playing up for pitching, and we have two aces on the hill in that one. Sutter Health playing just a little bit net neutral kind of thing, but it is still Sutter Health. So those are kind of like my macro weather notes for people. I think we got a handful of indoor games with the Astros and somebody else, Diamondbacks. Those are kind of like your indoor games. Seattle also indoor when the roof's closed and or like whatever. It's still just a good place to pitch. And then no real weather other than, Sutter Health's 72 degrees, which is nice. And then Colorado, but it's 40 degrees. Nothing that is like rain outable. Anything else weather-wise, Nez?
Nope, nothing from me.
All right, beautiful. Then I think it's going to be, let's look at the starting pitching here and rank it out for the people. So we have SP1 in that Coors game, which is, wow. Rake Pair saying it's snowing sideways in Denver right now. Oops. Okay, fuck yeah. That's playing into our soft fade. Love to see it. But yeah, dude, we got some big names on this slate, and then it kind of drops off a cliff at about like, I don't know, I can tell you one or two scrolls that I might kind of like, but it kind of drops off a cliff because it's kind of like a little stars and scrubby at the pitcher position today. Glasnow obviously has this beautiful strikeout matchup against Colorado, but you're dealing with some power bats in Colorado. Then we have a nice pitchers duel between Logan Gilbert and DeGrom in the best place to pitch. Jose Severino has looked like the best pitcher in baseball to start the season. He's pitching at home against a lineup that does not strike out a lot. Joe Ryan gets a home start, which is much more enticing than at Cincinnati would be in that matchup. Cam Schittler's got some nice strikeout stuff. Suarez has got some nice strikeout stuff with the wind blowing in there. And then maybe we can get to a couple cheeky scrolls. How you playing pitching today, Nez? And who are some of your favorites out here?
Yeah, pitching, I think, is just like a pretty fun choose your own adventure spot today. I'm like mega concentrated in this top six, just like alternating. I think there's no bad options here other than maybe Glasnow at ADP. But if it's going to be snowing, maybe Glasnow is going to be okay. But I'm team never Glasnow for his ADP. Love Logan Gilbert, my SP1. Love Jake DeGrom. Love Jose Soriano. Joe Ryan, sneaky like highest ceiling on the slate here. He's been pitching really well. Kind of a lot of Ks in this lineup here. Like, yeah, if they run out this lineup that I'm looking at here, yeah, Joe Ryan could easily rack up like 9 strikeouts. And then Schlittler's dirty too, man. He's in New York, so there is some concern about gas cannage, and the Royals don't strike out as much. So he's like my least favorite, but he's still Schlittler, dude. He's nasty.
Yeah, a couple lefty killers in that lineup, but like Miguel Garcia's lefty killer, but a lot of lefties in general. Like if they run out like. Oh shit! Why am I saying lefty? I meant lefties in that lineup.
Yeah, okay.
Schlittler's right-handed. I meant a lot of lefties.
Killer lefties.
Killer lefties. Yeah, like a lot of good left-handed power in that lineup with like Vinny P, Jensen, and Cags. So like that, and Michael Massey to a little bit of an extent too. So they got some good power in that lineup. So I can play Cam Schlittler both ways today for sure, but good strikeout stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If we're trusting Cardi and the Bad X, just to share with the people there, the scoring format is not 1-to-1, but as you alluded, very tight band of projection. He would not have Tyler Glasnow as SP1 either. He's a park respector. He actually has Logan Gilbert and Jacob deGrom ahead, but he also has Joe Ryan, as you said, sneaky strikeout spot for Joe Ryan, plus has the home park there. We could tap into just see, let me see. It has been playing somewhat cold in Minnesota to start the year. Yeah, 44 degrees, man. That ball ain't traveling in Minnesota all that much today. I like that shout on the Joe Ryan stuff. Professional ass right-handed pitcher who added a pitch last year, and the strikeout stuff has been there. Pretty high floor option today, I would estimate.
Yeah, I really like the Joe Ryan K upside today a lot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Glasnow looking like a little bit of a fade just with the snow implications and just the fact that it's at Coors today. And Rockies have been swinging it all right, man. They've been swinging it half decent. How you treating Jose Soriano today? I think he's a big decision point on the slate.
Yeah, I love him. I mean, I'm taking him, here and there. But yeah, I think he's been so good. This is the breakout that, probably the worst kept secret that Jose Soriano was in line for a great season. But Padres are a tough customer. This is not a great matchup in LA as well. So that's not like totally ideal. But yeah, he's been sick, dude. It's just, not a ton of Ks in this lineup, but Soriano, man, keeps the ball on the ground, doesn't walk anybody. He's just like, it's just like one of the safest options you could have.
Permission to be comp a guy?
Go.
Right-handed Christopher Sanchez when he added the uptick in velo.
The only reason I'm gonna reject it. It's just like you gotta have a changeup if you're gonna be.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
I'm
fair.
sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Put me in my place. Yep. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
But yeah, he's how about this? And you can tell me to like chill out. Is he like?
if you say the name I'm thinking of right now, I'll give it to you.
I'm not thinking of a lefty.
No.
I'm thinking he's like souped up Logan Webb.
Okay. I'll give you that. Logan Webb was a little bit of a changeup guy early, but like,
I know, yeah, that's
much.
Why I'm like, ugh. But
yeah. Okay, you want to know the name that I thought you were going to shoot the moon on?
What?
Just because it's a righty comp, and it was like I thought you were going to go full Spencer Strider on me.
That would be nuts.
Yeah. That'd be nuts.
No.
That'd be too far.
Yeah, because I can't do that. I can't.
And he's fastball down, not fastball up guy. Yeah. All right. Comp denied. Yeah, it's been a while since we had a denied comp. Usually comp guy is fucking is nails.
Soriano's yeah, you gotta be picky with Soriano.
Yeah. Speaking of comps, our guy TK is coming in with the Sean Spencer Arrighetti dice up 10Ks against that Colorado lineup with the curveball. We know Glasnow's renowned for that being his 1-0-1 pitch there, so maybe he could do the same. So a little bit of hand in the dirt, ball knowers take that goes counter to what the hashtag models are telling us today. I can respect it.
Yeah, no, that's a very fair point, man. Glasnow is obviously very dirty.
Yeah. Let's start talking about the ownership discount, guys. So Ranger Suarez with the wind blowing in, and a lot of their best hitters are left-handed. So there's a little something there potentially. Casey Mize gets to pitch in the exact same environment, and he's had a couple nice starts, and Boston's been scuffling. Mike Soroka, I mean, we get a scuffling Toronto lineup where left-handed power doesn't play well in that park, and they basically only have left-handed outfielder power to work with right now with the Varsho revenge game and like Jesus Sanchez and stuff. I don't know. Could Soroka find 10 Ks in this lineup? Probably no further than this, unless you want to talk me into somebody else. But those were kind of like the 3 leverage plays that I saw.
Yeah, I think Soroka right now is like pretty interesting. Like, what do you do with the fact that Soroka has 2 outings with 10 Ks so far?
I think I'm biased because he's a good Canadian kid and he's been injured his whole career, and I want him to be something. Like, we're talking about a dude who used to be like a 101. Like, people loved this dude as like a
when he was on the Braves,
number 1 prospect breakout kind of guy.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely post hype.
Yeah.
There's Ks in the lineup too, for sure. And it's a watered down Toronto team.
Yeah.
I guess like when the top 6 are so loaded,
yeah,
maybe it's just like, maybe if you are getting too much like Schlittler today, like you take a Soroka share. He's really the only one I would scroll down to today, I think.
Okay.
Let me back up. Like, one of the only ones, I think Waka is like scrollable. But Soroka's probably the favorite for me.
Yeah, Waka I hadn't really thought about yet.
Dude, he's so annoyingly good all the time. Off to a great start this season. Like, 1 earned run so far this year. And I mean, one of these outings is against the White Sox.
Yeah, like walk at Yankee Stadium, I'd just be like, oh, I don't know about this.
I get it.
Yeah, that, I guess. I mean, he's been pitching well. He's a professional ass right-handed pitcher. And that's a lineup that strikes out a shit ton. And if everybody's going to be playing Yankees, like they do every day, let's go ahead and just flip the build and play walk on the other side and knock off, 2/3 of the player pool or 1/3 of the player pool effectively.
Yeah. Double bubble, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I was trying to think of like a Michael Soroka comp, and I was going like deep in my bag. I was thinking like fucking like Dan Herron back in the day.
Wow.
Like, I was going deep in my bag right now, but
yeah, that's beyond me.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to like those old athletics staffs that were like so sick.
Yeah. Yeah, those were fun staffs. Like, I'm trying to see what he changed, maybe.
Yeah. I just think it's health, man. But I don't know. Yeah, it'd be a fun guy to do a deep dive on. But like,
yeah, the usage is all the same as last year. His velo is actually down.
Velo's actually down.
But the Ks are up, which is interesting.
Huh. Okay. Dude, I got the Canada for Canada comp on him. Michael Soroka was a first round pick, by the way. Victoria's own Rich Harden.
Sorry, I don't know who that is.
Dude, you don't remember Rich Harden with like the white spikes on the Athletics back in the day with like Barry Zito and Mark Mulder and those guys?
Not Harden, no.
Rich Harden was nice with it.
Sorry.
All right. I'm too old. All right, dude. I think we did our due diligence on the pitching. I think these are some fun pivots at the end. If everybody's going to be super concentrated tonight, which it's shaping up like they will be, soft fade glass now feels pretty good to me. And then kind of being like, okay, the Soriano matchup and the Cam Schlittler matchup aren't amazing. What if we find a couple pivots there after and go with like Suarez facing, a little bit of a watered down Detroit lineup, we imagine, because they'll get some of those lefties out of there, and those lefties are largely their best hitters. Playing Casey Mize on the other side, playing Soroka for the K upside, and then playing Michael Wacha for the double bubble leverage there. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the summary.
All right, perfect. Nez, I think if we play like fulls and skinnies, but we do it like rapid fire today, kind of like a really quick version, or else we'll be here kind of like all day with 10 games. And maybe I just won't even bother bouncing back and forth. But there's that Yankee Stadium game, dude. We know it plays up for home runs. We just talked about the Schlittler versus Waka. I think we both like pitchers a little bit more than bats in this one from a game theory standpoint. But Royals, lefties paired with Bobby Whitfield, good to me. Probably skinnies for me on that side. And then Yankees, you can always full. But like, I think this is a classic, like you can play all sides of it game.
Yeah, I'm going to go skinnies on both.
Skinnies on both it is. Any one-off stick or stick that kind of intrigues you?
Yeah, Carter Jensen.
Nice, dude. I was going to say something similar there. I was going to scroll down to Jack Caglione as a potential pick to click at Yankee Stadium with that short porch for a left-handed hitter. Kind of like it. Brewers and Marlins. We haven't touched on this one at all because it kind of just felt pretty blah. And the implied run totals will say similarly. Let me just bring up the sim totals.
I don't think we have a Brewers starter announced yet.
Okay. Maybe that's why we were a little bit down on it.
I don't believe so.
Sim totals pretty middling here, dude, with these 4-1s and 4-1-9s. Just thoughts on this one. Will you be getting to any of it?
Yeah, well, so real quick, apparently it's going to be Kyle Harrison. That's what Ballpark Pal has.
I think he got scratched.
Got it.
Yeah, I think that was the original one, and then Harrison is not confirmed now.
Got it. That's pretty confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to know. It's gonna be important.
Especially if it's Harrison for like the handedness stuff, because the Miami bats we like to get to are primarily left-handed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
MLB.com has it TBD still.
Yeah, gonna be some. They're gonna be like negative owned. So Coleman Crow.
Thank you. There's our guy Justin.
Is he? I just want to. I'm sorry. I know we're trying to be quick here. I just want to see how this guy is.
No, do your due diligence.
But Brewers side is pretty fun.
Yeah, you can. Brewers love to run, and you can run all over the Marlins. So Terang looks pretty good there. Actually, let's tap into Brewers ADPs just for a half second, because 10-game slate, I imagine only Terang's getting drafted. Yeah, dude, Rake Bowers has been like top 15 hitter in baseball according to some of those S words there. I mean, just had a nice stretch there for a couple games, but Rake Bowers not a good place for power. But if you want to skinny stack a couple lefties, or if you want to skinny stack the speed guys, David Hamilton and Bryce Terang wraparound stack.
Yeah, for sure. I think David Hamilton's really interesting with the speed. This was the thesis of the Michael Harris play, just getting to these the fast guys that will steal that'll steal. Makes a lot of sense. I think that Miami's in play because this guy is going to pitch like a pretty full workload if he can.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Miami lefties are in play.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that shout there. So probably just skinnies back and forth here.
Yep. Yeah, I think maybe fulls on Milwaukee.
Okay. You're instantly unique outside of anybody not named Terang, basically. A1 saying just Terang as a one-off. And our guy Justin's telling us that Cardi hasn't projected for 82 pitches right now. So that is pretty full on Crow.
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful stuff, my friend. Tigers and Red Sox there. A little worried about what this Tigers lineup could look like with a lefty on the hill there. Wind blowing a little bit in, mitigating some home run power. Sim totals are 4.2 and 3.59 on the other side. You're going to be contrarian if you play these guys, but skinnies, fulls, one-offs, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, I'm going to do skinnies for both. But yeah, it is going to be interesting. Ranger has not gotten off to a great start. He had a good start against St. Louis, which was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a decent lineup for him to face. just in terms of like being left-handed. But yeah, I think Skinny's for Detroit, and then the Red Sox.
Just to say two thoughts on Detroit right now. Jeremiah Jones will be in there. He's a lefty killer, but he carries a lot of pinch hit risk. So Kerry Bonds will hit for him off the bench, or whoever they end up going with. Probably have Javi Baez buried at the bottom of that order. Dylan Diggler has been on fire, and he's good right-handed power stick with the monster there. And Spencer Torkelson is absolutely buried in ADP. People have just given up on him, but sneaky pick to click with the monster there versus a potentially struggling lefty. So maybe two of those righties in there, like a Torque plus Dingler mini.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the Red Sox, dude, it's small sample. Casey Mize gotten lit up by right-handers so far, and last season carried slight reverse splits as well. Mm-hmm. But that leaves you with like Durbin. I don't know if Contreras is going to be back or not. Yeah. Trevor Story. But yeah, I think these right-handers are interesting. Banging, line drives off the wall off Casey Mize.
Okay.
Always a fan of Boston in Boston.
Like it. Wilson Contreras, we loved him from a season-long perspective just because of that thesis and with the wall there, and he is back in the lineup hitting too. So he's pretty suppressed there. Yeah, you're instantly contrarian if you stack Boston without an outfielder, basically. But, adding Willer to this and just doing like a scroll Boston 3-man, that looks kind of enticing to your boy.
Yeah, I would do that for sure. Everybody does Roman Anthony.
Right, yeah. All right, dude, Cards and Astros. Didn't really talk about this one on the pitching side of things at all. I'm looking at some implied run totals for this one. 4.82 for the Astros side and about 4 the other way. Indoor game here. You could stack the Astros any day you want. They've been very good. Any thoughts on stacking against Kyle Leahy or looks like Peter Lambert, but that would probably just be like opener, right?
Yeah, that would just be the opener. I'm seeing Leahy as the start. I mean, as the pitcher.
Yeah, I was looking on the Astros side.
Oh, sorry. Peter Lambert, right. He hasn't thrown yet this year. He's a rookie, it looks like.
He is 28-year-old, former second-round pick, pitched for Colorado in 2019 through 2024. He has only made 35 big league starts in 5 years. Looks like journeyman patchwork stuff here, first start of the year.
Yes. He's a opener. I don't know who they're going to piggyback with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the bullpen, it could be small sample, but they've struggled, brother. They've struggled quite a bit. So this makes the Cardinals pretty interesting. And the nice thing about the Cardinals is like they basically have one lineup. Like, you may get a couple, platoons here and there, but really it's the same lineup every day. So you know exactly who's going to be. Walker, Gorman, Burleson, Weatherholt, Yvonne, like the top 5 there are very much in play, very much underrepresented. So I would go full for the leverage. They're one of those like teams that you full stack on slates like this where they're each going to be like 5 to 10% owned, and just hope that they tee off against the Stros because they've been a sneaky good team. Yeah, maybe not sneaky, like they're overperforming right now. I hope this isn't their norm, but they're good. They're hitting well right now. So very fun leverage.
Yeah, and the righties are totally fine too, just because you get the short porch in left there, and you got some big boppers in like Herrera, Walker, and then even if you go down to like Pedro Pages.
For sure.
Okay, cool. Like that show just in general, I was bringing up the Houston bullpen for anybody looking there. We kind of speculated that yesterday was going to be long relief JP France, and then it didn't turn out to be. You get 39 pitches here. I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Blue, whatever. You get kind of like the other middle relievers, exhausting their arms in this one. So it does feel like it'd probably be JP France today.
That's what I thought last time out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So should be him today, I would think.
Astros side of things, you can play every single day. You can play Jordan every single day. Price tags are pretty low here. When they get home in a decent big way. Yeah, I'm fine attacking it, but it's probably going to be pretty like when you do Jordan, it instantly carries kind of like the Judge effect, where it's going to be an overstacked team because Jordan, right? So I kind of like skinnies a little bit more than fulls here.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I like this team in general. It's really, it's obviously super tempting to stack Jordan, like you said. Would you do any stacks without Jordan?
No, never. I'm just not that dude. I just don't play that way.
Yeah. If you're not gonna stack it, man, I think like some one-offs here makes sense, right?
Sure.
Like
one-off Cam Smith to get contrarian.
Yeah, one-off Christian Walker, like just playing the one-offs of guys that can like hit home runs. That's really what the one-offs should look like. And here's how about this for a deep scroll, dude? This is deep, okay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Joey Loperfido.
All right. Get the handedness advantage, a little bit of pop.
Joey's crushing righties right now.
Yeah.
Crushing them.
Cool. I like it, man. Probably should hit 6 or 7 in that order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get some ducks on the pond. Jordan gets on base. Paredes does shit. Correa does nothing. Walker walks, and then old Joey Loper takes him yard. How's that?
I like that. I like the story you're sharing. Man, chat is buzzing right now. Love this. Purple Yosh with his boots on the ground there. Torque has had several warning track shots in big parts, so he's going yard this series. Love that. For that one, what up, Patrick Mayhem? Astros are shot, according to Awen. Joey's crushing dong, eh? Love to see it. And then, man, this guy put in some absolute effort in the chat here, talking of the many what if could have been A's. And he's up there with Gerard Parker, bringing up a deep dive name here, and then goes full list of once upon a time A's pitchers of what could have been, with Dan Herron and Rich Harden leading it off there. Sonny Gray, fucking Gio Gonzalez, forgot about him. Luzardo they moved on from. AJ Puck, who was like a prize return in the Luzardo stuff. Blake Trinan, who ended up being good. Mason Miller. Doolittle went on to be a closer elsewhere. Bassett. Sean Manaea. Like, this is fucking sick. Houston Street. Yeah, Houston Street went on to have a massive, good career closing in both San Diego and LA after that. Oh, man, what a names of, like, who's who. Trevor Cahill. I remember Trevor Cahill as a Padre a little bit more. I
was a big Cahill guy.
Yeah. That was a list right there.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Respect the ball knowing. All right, dude. Reds and Twins up here. I'm probably not playing Reds at all today, but if you wanted to just play a little bit of contrarian leverage, power to you. But I mean, it's 40 degrees against Joe Ryan, and I got to X some teams out. One off Ellie is always fine, but like, I don't know. This one just doesn't jump out to me. And then on the Twins side of things, same shitty hitting conditions, but at least they got some pop on the other side of that lineup. So if you wanted to be the guy who just goes like, Brandon Williamson's been getting lucky on fly ball stuff, let me play some of these power righties at the top of the lineup, and you do like a Buxton plus Kearshaw. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just skinnies only, but I'm primarily using this as one-offs or bust here and just playing Joe Ryan.
Yeah, I'm getting to the Twins.
Okay.
Playing them mostly like skinnies, but I am getting to them. The Twins pen yesterday, they pretty exhausted. They threw 4 guys. So that leaves them with Pierce Johnson. He's 35. Graham Ashcraft, Tony Santillan, and then Emilio Pagan.
Oh yeah, Emilio. Once upon a time should have been a closer somewhere. Sorry, that was Red's pen. My bad. Okay.
Yes, that's Red's pen.
Yeah, Red's pen throws 4 yesterday, and then we'll see who can go second night. Through both the lefties, starting a lefty today, by the way. So, you presume a little bit of pinch hit risk coming in after a Williamson.
Right. The one thing that's interesting is like they haven't really been they've been letting Wallner swing away against lefties.
Okay.
So
and swinging away, he has been leading the league in K rate right now. Or at least he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Skinnies, but dude, the Twins swinging it so well. Sorry, it's like a tangent. The Twins have seen more lefties than I think any team has seen, like times 3 so far this season. The Twins see a lefty every game. Wow, it's crazy. Like no team. It honestly might be a record for how many lefties they've seen so far this season. It's wild.
That explains the Wallner struggles.
Yeah, I'm gonna chalk that up to the Wallner struggles for sure.
Yeah.
and the Jeffers off to a hot start, right? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, no. Jeffers lefty killer. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, if you want to do a little Ryan Jeffers in here today, yeah, why not?
Yeah. So I think Skinnies, but Brandon Williamson got shelled against the Pirates, gave up 3 runs to the Angels as well in 4 innings. I think it's safe to assume this guy's not good.
Yeah, he's the guy that can get got. I misspoke once upon a time ago about the other lefty, Graham Ashcraft, and I thought he was part of the Luis Castillo deal. It was this guy who was part of the Luis Castillo deal. Williamson was the part of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling, dude. And then we get to the chalk of the night, dude. You can play Glasnow, obviously, and you can play full stacks for the Dodgers and the Rockies because it is Coors. But, man, if there was ever a night to soft fade Coors for 2 reasons, ownership thresholds, I guess 3 reasons. Ownership thresholds, Glasnow on the hill, start of a series, and the weather. 40 degrees in Coors with some snow. Never Dodgers, baby, and never Dodgers tonight. Let's go. Let's ride, man. Fuck the Dodgers. Let's play some other stacks. We're going full game theory, bro, tonight. We recognize that the most likely outcome is that they score 7 runs tonight or they break a slate. Fuck that. Fuck that, man. We're full fading. Let's go. I'm ride or die. No Glasnow, no Dodgers for your boy tonight.
I love it, man. How about our guy Sagano? Sagano coming through. Everybody thinks that he's food. And yeah, he's not going to strike you out.
I still think he's food.
Dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. We don't care what you think. You can't handle the truth. This dude struck out 5 Phillies, gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings in Colorado. All this dude does is just like overperform. He stands on his head every single time out, and he's going to do it against the Dodgers here today. It's so cool. And
has yet to give up more than 2 runs, and it looks like he doesn't go a third time through the lineup, so they're managing him 72 pitches, 78 and 81 in his starts out, and he's faced some boppers, man. He's faced Toronto, San Diego, and Philly at home, and he has done work. So, all right, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to Chase Dollander last night. Retroactive shout out, dude balled out.
Let me take a look at that line. We did talk about that. 9 Ks. We talked about the K ceiling. Fucking shout out to us, dude. We were all over that as the contrarian scroll.
I know, man. Like, just quit fucking opening this guy.
Yeah.
I get it against, like, don't let him face Jordan 1 extra time, but also let him fucking start.
Sell me that pen on Sagano, baby.
Oh,
love it.
I'm doing more than selling it.
Yeah. Dan Heron's also Best Ball Alex playing catch up, but he said Dan Heron also a guy with a good social media presence for a little bit there. He was a good off the cuff follow. Dollander team, baby. That away purple Yosh. All right, dude. Padres and Angels. Nicest thing I could say about the Padres is they don't strike out a lot, and they took it to the Mariners the last couple games there, and they're getting an upgrade in park to hit in. But man, Jose Soriano has been good. Manny Machado's a lefty killer. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd probably be full fading Padres tonight. How do you treat this one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna have a lot of Padres, man. I'm gonna respect Jose Soriano. I think the way to play Padres, are they a contrarian full team? Like Soriano, even last year had his fair share. Well, last year he had his fair share of very, very bad outings where shit just wasn't working for him. Is this the spot to do it? Because the Padres are in LA, they're playing well. Like, do you just give yourself like one full onslaught of Padres? Like, I mean, it's gonna be unique.
Yeah. So of the SPs 1 through 5, Padres would be my favorite contrarian onslaught.
Sure.
So I wouldn't play full stacks of Seattle and Texas. We haven't got there yet, but I wouldn't play those for the leverage. Colorado is going to be over-owned relative to it just being Coors, and we're kind of just soft fading that game. And then Reds don't entice me in 40-degree weather against Joe Ryan. So if you were forcing me to pick the double bubble leverage spot of the night, just given quality of lineup, lack of strikeouts, and historical output of Jose Soriano, despite us really liking him, game theory standpoint, I would agree with you, Nez. Yeah.
Yeah, like last year, man, he had starts, these are earned runs of 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5, 5. Like just littered throughout his profile. He was night and day so often, you know? So you could get a lot of leverage on playing the blow up Soriano because the bullpen is shit too. So if they get to him early, it's just a hit parade.
Yeah, and Angels coming home after playing that series with a buttload of runs at Yankee Stadium. I imagine their bullpen is taxed too. Oh, buddy, yeah, they need an absolute stopgap tonight in a big way after Jordan Romano blew 2 saves. They threw 5 guys yesterday, and 3 of them were north of 25 pitches. Man, they need Jose Soriano to be the, hey, take the ball and stop the bleeding guy today.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add a little, a little extra to the regression factor of Jose Soriano, he's rocking a 1.43 BABIP, and his K rate is 10.3. Projections have him at 8.8. Last year he was an 8 guy. So yeah, I think he's clearly standing on his head right now. And yeah, I just looking for leverage here.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I like it both ways. Beautiful. Angels on the other side, I hate stacking against San Diego just because their bullpen is so effing good. And then you have the ultimate shutdown. How about a couple little sprinkles here? Cy Young, Mason Miller. How about a couple little sprinkles of that?
I don't hate it. He's unbelievable. I mean,
Eric Gagne all over again, baby.
It's like a bad outing if he doesn't strike out the side.
Right. Yeah.
It's probably not fair to compare closers to starters historically, but one of the best pitchers of all time at a given moment, if that makes sense, right? Not the body of work, but if there's somebody you could put on the mound that you need to put up a scoreless inning, is there anybody you're choosing over 2026 Mason Miller? That slider should not be allowed to be thrown more than twice in AB.
Right. we have pitch restrictions on how many times he can throw a given pitch in an AB.
Yes. I think we're approaching that point, man. It's they got to change the rules.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, man, not in love with playing Angels today, but I get it. They hit home runs in bunches. They're a much better lineup than we gave credit during the Dinger season thus far this season. But not jumping out as the spot to me. But if you want skinnies of the Angels, they kind of fall into that bucket of teams that you can play every single day just because of the power and the name value at the top of the order.
Yeah, and Matt Waldron, knuckleballer, right?
Yep. Yeah. Kind of like a R.A. Dickey style mix where it's like he's not the Tim Wakefield knuckleballer, but he's like, fastball, curveball, primary knuckleball that's like a firm knuckleball.
Yeah. He gets crushed quite a bit, but the bullpen's strong. But who knows? Maybe, I hear you, but Angels have been crushing. I think Skinnies, leave it at that.
Yeah, cool. Michael Nelson Trout has been crushing. As Project Mayhem says, 5 home runs in that Yankee Stadium series. I saw a clip of him this afternoon. I think it was McAfee, and clip of him this afternoon just being like, yo, I'm so happy to be back in center field. Like he was like, just like mentally, my game is so much different now that I'm playing. Like they were trying to like keep him healthy last year, and they were trying to like, DH some more and not play center as much. And they had Joe Adele out there a bit and this sort of thing. Was it Adele for a bit?
A little bit, yeah, because he
a little bit
out there.
Yeah, but he's like, dude, I'm fucking back, baby. Like I love being out here, kind of thing. So I love Michael Nelson. He's probably my favorite non-Mariner to ever live. So yeah. All right, dude. Jays and D-backs there. We got the Soroka stuff. We talked about a little bit watered down Jays lineup, just given the injuries and stuff, like no Springer, no Kirk, etc. I'm good with Soroka in this one. And I'm good with Skinnies on both sides, just relative to price point here. It's Brandon Fisher going on the other side, who's actually been like kind of nice to start the year, but like, I don't know, man. If Arizona's going to be like under-owned
he's an opener for sure, right?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, my bad then. Do we know who the bulk guy is behind?
I don't. Okay. No, I didn't get that far.
Okay. I mean, you can play the top end of Arizona every single day. It's just the problem with that lineup is it falls off a cliff, man. Like Arenado finally homered, and he homered twice in the same game in that Baltimore series. But like, Del Castro had a nice outing there, but
Lauer.
Oh, it's Lauer? Okay, so it's lefty. So Ketel Marte kills lefties. He's a lefty killer. So Ketel Marte, you face a righty to start the game, and then all of a sudden you get a couple at bats versus Lauer.
That's a sharp opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that lineup will be interesting when we get that. It's Skinnies for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is on Arizona now? We've talked about big beefy baseball boys and them needing kind of like help at first base. Cause I mean, Vargas has been really good to start the season here, but he's hot. And I always talked about Tyler Locklear, how I thought like he could be a power profile that was from part of that Mariners trade last year for Suarez. But they have a Cardinals big beefy baseball boy on the roster now. Can you name him?
Oh, no way.
Can you name him?
It's like it's
a traditional household white guy name with an extra letter added at the end. His first name.
It's like Lucan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Lucan Baker, right?
Lucan Baker. He's back, baby. We love to play that dude.
He's massive.
He's huge.
Can't overstate how much of a unit this dude is.
Oh, man. So good. Lucan Baker, he's so fucking back, baby. I saw him have an AB in that Baltimore series, and I was like, here we go. Let's go, Lucan Baker.
Shit. I can't believe I
remember. Skinnies on both sides of this one, and maybe some Soroka, but probably none of the other pitching stuff. Eric Lauer's super hit or miss, man. Like sometimes he comes out there and he throws like four innings and strikes out like 8, and then other times he comes out and he's like the 18% K rate we expect from him. So I'd be playing a couple of righties here. Carroll's fine, lefty, but I kind of like Ketel Marte, but his ADP is a little rich today.
His ADP is pretty rich for sure. But I like when they're in Arizona with these guys because Corbin Carroll, man, is like one of my favorite picks right now because he's just like he's there pretty much like at any time in the first half of the draft. And he just goes nuts at home. It's just such a great park for extra bases, and that's what he does so well. So I like Carroll a lot. I'm not worried about him facing a lefty.
Yeah, especially when you just like factor in like Corbin Carroll's a guy who's always going to outproject his ADP, which like plays well as like a good quality one-off that is available at the end when you do a slightly contrarian front end stack.
Yeah, well said.
Okay. Last two games on the docket here. We got Rangers and Mariners. I don't think we're playing bats here unless it's just like a one-off or two, just for the sake of name value. You know, we got good players out here like Seager and Raleigh and whatever. And they, you know, the Mariners and Rangers have already faced off once with this exact same pitching matchup at Globe Life. Just for what it's worth, they've seen this. They've had this set up. Cal Raleigh took DeGrom deep. But man, I think we're going to need more than just like one home run today to be in the winner on a 10-game slate with some good run totals. It's pitching only for me here.
Yep. Yeah, I can't even like pretend to want to get to any bats here, even from a contrarian standpoint. I just don't think that that's the move at all. And I think people might try it, which, you know, I think Godspeed, but Logan Gilbert got off to a shaky start, and I think that might give people an opening. I would not recommend it. I think Logan Gilbert is filthy, and I think he looked very back last time out. I know there was talk about his flexor strain and whatnot. Now I'm a Logan Gilbert stan. Love him tonight. He's my SP1.
All right, love it, dude. Cardi agrees with you for what it's worth. He has him out projecting that tier, and he also has DeGrom out projecting Tyler Glass now. So there you go. All right. Love it. All right, dude. And then we get to Sutter Health Park, aka Sacramento, and the minor league stadium here, 71 degrees, a place that we like to play bats, primarily in the evenings, to be honest, but usually a little bit later in the season here. But I think this is a decent pivot off of the Coors game, but the field kind of feels that way. Like Athletics get drafted every single day, regardless if they're at home or not, just because when they break a slate, it's big time power. Obviously no Brent Rooker still in this lineup. Nice to see Jacob Wilson finally get off the schneid and homer the other night at home there. We talk about liking Jacob Wilson so much more at home than on the road. And then you go to the White Sox side, man. White Sox going up against Aaron Savali, revenge game. Aaron Savali's had a stop in between there, I believe, though. But yes, revenge game, Aaron Savali here. Yeah, I don't know, man. White Sox look like a contrarian pivot off of the Colorado stuff. I like me some left-handed power, full stack White Sox tonight.
Yeah, I love the White Sox tonight. I think they're such a sick play.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
dirty to me, dude.
Yeah, it's just like the Aaron Savali stuff, man. He's a professional ass pitcher, but I still think he can get hammered, you know, especially in Sacramento with some like sneaky power on this team, on this White Sox team. Yeah, I'm all the way in. I'm all the way in. It's just like who are you going to do it with? I think Montgomery and Murakami obviously stand out for from the lefty standpoint here. But yeah, you can mix and match a little bit. Maybe get some Miguel Vargas in there. Mydroth hitting at the top of the order.
Sure.
Benintendi leading off potentially. Yeah, this is a really, really fun contrarian stack. I feel like I say this about the White Sox every day, but this is different.
You know why you say it every day about the White Sox, and I will echo the sentiments here, is they feel a lot like the poor man's version of the Athletics, and they then feel a lot like the poor man's version of the Angels. And by that I mean all three of those teams have archetypes of hitters that are like 30 plus power guys or 25 plus power guys at the top of the lineup that can break a slate in totality by doing what the Angels did the other night, back-to-back jacks, or doing what Athletics do at home 12 times a year with, 4 home runs. So yeah, I see it both ways. Do we want to ape a team that might have one of the lowest win totals in all of baseball? Probably not every single night. But if we're going to, Murakami, we don't know what we have in this guy. Maybe he's a 40 homer guy. Colson Montgomery, if you just take the tail end of last year, he could be a 40 homer guy. So right. Are these range of outcomes? Do you want to be ahead of it? Do you think these guys could be slate breakers because they pound balls? Sure. And what better time to pound a ball than 70 degrees in Sutter Health against maybe a professional right-handed pitcher in Aaron Savali, or maybe a guy with a little bit of a fly ball problem who hasn't pitched in Sutter Health yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're fun. I'm getting to them.
All right, cool. Anything to say on the athletics side there, or shall we rip a draft?
No, let's rip a freaking draft, bro.
Let's do it. Gonna hop in here to the Fastball Friday. Ooh, nice. Already at 43%. Woo.
Wow.
People love a baseball.
Dude, Friday slates are big time. Probably, if it wasn't NBA, I think you probably could have done a little 45er, but NBA in town, cramming for playoffs. Monday was a sick 45er that filled.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I love this so much. Shout out to Linda. If you know, you know. Linda comes in here and drafts with us on, what was it, Monday or Tuesday? No badge. Just kind of rips a couple at ADP, knows the best plays, gets one scroll in there, has one player stacked against her own pitcher, and she ends up coming like 8th and 12th or something when someone sent me the leaderboard later that night. I think Lowe sent me the leaderboard on X and was like, look who it is, because Linda was in our lobby, and I was like, oh, we're not going to get our stack. Like, Linda's going to snipe that one from us because it was top of ADP. And then she ends up coming like 8 and 10. So fucking shout out to Linda. Earned her badge that night. Love to see it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's I did not know that.
Is it just Ohtani, or are we doing the full fade, dude?
Nah, full fade.
Full fade. Who's the 101 then?
Let's go Trout.
Michael Nelson. Fuck yeah.
Come on, man. The best player in baseball is fully healthy. What are we talking about?
Stand for something.
What are we talking about?
Go AZ Cards asking how the PGA best ball portfolio is looking after the first major of the season there.
Well, John, I didn't advance any Albies.
No. How many did you do?
A lot. 40.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. The Rory fade didn't quite work out.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, no bueno. We'll see after today goes. I still have a big albatross advancing and one in second that could advance. So, or not Albie, sorry, big scramble.
Big scramble. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, got some big scrambles cooking.
RBC Heritage this week, Canada?
Correct.
Yeah, that's always the week after the Masters, usually there. Used to have that out in Vancouver once in a while. I went a couple times.
Word?
We used to have a couple. We had the GVO, which was the Greater Vancouver Open. Then it got a new sponsor and it became the Air Canada something. My grandpa used to volunteer at them when we were kids, so we would go on the Pro-Am day and try and get our golf balls signed by ex-hockey players and stuff like that. Met Bobby Orr at that tournament.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Did 75 Albies and got like no second pick, average first pick. So little Rory went 4 out of 75 for Purple Yosh. Ooh.
Zoinks.
As you can see, everybody is fighting over Dodgers here, and we're going to have our pick of the litter to do whatever we want there, Nez. Why don't we take our SP1 on the day in Logan Gilbert, and then what if we take Bobby Baseball as a one-off and then do a contrarian 3-man?
Okay.
Or is there something you'd rather do?
I think Bobby Witt is like my favorite pick here.
Okay, who do you like?
Carroll.
Okay, sure. Nez likes Carroll today.
Yeah.
All right, that sets us up better for a different contrarian stack then. And I think I think we know. Our guy Noah, boots on the ground, snowing hard in Denver right now. This fade just keeps getting fucking better and better and better.
Have to.
Gotta play Dodgers, guys. Their run total is the exact fucking same as it would be at home. Gotta play them. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Dodgers to score 15 runs and just shove.
It's going to suck.
It's going to be a bloodbath out here.
I can't do it, though. It doesn't. I can't.
Nezzy takes, what are you watching tonight?
What am I watching tonight? What's
Playing?
on? NBA?
Yeah. What are you watching? You watching baseball tonight? You watching Big Inning? You watching the play-in?
I'm gonna be tapped in on individual games. I'm not sure which. Pirates are on earlier in the day. They're on fucking Apple TV, which sucks. So I won't be watching any basketball during that time. I'll be flipping around baseball. We'll see what I need. If I have a sweat going, I'll watch some baseball, and then I'll watch the Warriors game. Yeah,
sounds good to me. City Connects. Ooh. TK's agreeing with me. Cags going yard. That was one of my pick to clicks. Love to see it. Love when the community of sharps agrees with your boy.
I wonder what stack you're thinking of right now.
Oh, you know.
I know. I wonder. All
right, you pick. You say it, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
White Sox.
Yeah, buddy. Yep. Whoa! Let's go, man.
Yeah,
more Cammy and Colson Montgomery, baby.
Bang.
The Shea Bangle years of my generation. Bang, bang.
Look at that. Everybody else. Look at these chalk ass teams. Look at this. Oh yeah, you're building A's. Good one, bro. Yeah, no one's gonna do that. You drafted Aaron Judge. Nice. Where you get your ideas?
Ryan, in before they bat around in the first inning or doing Snow Angels as all run sellies. We've never been so dead.
And a Tommy Snow Angel would be adorable.
Oh, good shit, man. What's up, Brad? One of the longest standing members. You know who I haven't seen in a minute, man?
Who?
410 for my guy, Nick Pam. Where's Nick Pam been lurking, dude?
He is living life, man. He played some NBA, but yeah, he's just out here off the grid a little bit. But yeah, he's enjoying life. I just talked to him the other day. I think he might make let's get a Knicks game one like absolute boat race, and then we'll get Nick Pam in here for sure.
There we go. Yeah, he's swinging through the chat for sure. He's dropping something.
Yeah.
We had an OG members off in the Zamboni street yesterday. Like GA, Blake, Eggers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was fun, man. We did a couple in a row.
Yeah, love all those guys.
Awen, we don't even know who he's taken in the 6th. I'm waiting with bated breath here.
One off David Hamilton.
Yeah, a little one off David Hamilton. Love to see it. Let's see what our friends are cooking. Troy goes with the Ketel Marte one-off, and then Onslaught's the Twins there, right-handed Twins to be more specific. So we got some pick to click there. Fitzy, what are we going with? A little contrarian Dodger stack, and then a play the best plays ADP hunting. Best Ball Viper goes with Ben Rice one-off, and then a Boston 4-man. Awen says he is cooking something fierce. He goes Judge, Freeman, starts with these two athletics. DeGrom, how's he going to land this plane flexing on the neighborhood?
Let's see. I have no idea.
Jeff McNeil.
Where do you get your ideas, dude? We invented Jeff McNeil.
Linda goes 3-man Dodgers stack, and then goes Bobby Witt, Nick Paz, and Cam Schlittler. Another one-off against her own pitcher. Nezzy takes, who is your favorite White Sox to end this off with?
Vargas it
is. We go 3-man infield stack. We set it up beautifully with 2 outfielders here. We fade the Snow game with Ohtani and take Trout at the 101, the hottest man on planet Earth. Logan Gilbert, SP1, comes back to us at 12. 3-man White Sox stack. That's how you give yourself a path to first place.
It's beautiful, man. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Oh, love to see it. We got a jailbird comment in the chat here. I don't know it's in reference to, but I did have a take, Nez, that I was going to share yesterday, but I did watch the Jailblazers, Untold or whatever it's called on Netflix, and talking about like the Rasheed Wallace, Dame Stoudemire, like that era of the Blazers. And like, man, those guys got a bad rap for no reason. Like it was a byproduct of the times. But like if those guys existed in the league now, they'd be cool as fuck, man. They would be so cool. But because they smoked a little weed and they didn't even really get in trouble, and they called them like the Jailblazers. Like they barely got in trouble. Like some of the stories were like they were driving home and they got pulled over and the team bus rode by and the car smelled like weed or something. And they found no narcotics. And then like Dame had a story about like basically them planting weed in his house, and then he was acquitted of it.
Wow.
And like shit like this. And they got such a bad rap because if that happened in the modern era, like those guys would have just been like, we would have been like, yo, we fuck with these guys. They're sweet. But like they got the treatment of the 90s where it was like gateway drug. They're ruining the world with their marijuana smoking. And like now Pacific Northwest, like Portland is like drug capital of like North America, basically.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm not familiar with that story, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a really good era of Blazers basketball, basically. Mm-hmm. Like, and they brought in like Scottie Pippen Jr. as like a big signing, and they took a bunch of risks on guys who had like some dicier profiles or whatever, and they were a really good basketball team, and then they just blow it up the following year for like basically no reason other than like the image of it. And Rasheed Wallace goes to the Pistons and becomes like the piece they needed to win a title. And they win the next year. And they like, wow. Yeah, they had a good feud with the Lakers and like took them to like 6 or 7. They took them to 7, I think, in like the Western Conference Finals. And they were up like 15 in game 6 or something like that. And then just couldn't hit a shot for like 20 straight shots or something. And then end up Lakers come all the way back in game 6, then win in game 7. And then they basically never sniffed it again instead of running it back kind of deal.
Damn, dude. I had no idea that they were like that nice.
Yeah, they went all in. They I can't remember who the GM is, but it really focuses on the GM. I can't remember his name right now, and I don't want to completely like spoil it. This is just kind of like known stuff, but it's still worth watching. But like the GM, effectively, like he was really successful elsewhere, and they poached him, and it was like, okay, come make it happen for us now. Yeah. Anyways,
that's cool.
Nezzy takes, dude. You're welcome to stay. I'm gonna do one bony for the people here.
I am going to get moving. I've got to cram in a bunch of activities before the babysitter leaves because it's just me and Mello here today.
For the weekend or just
yeah. Bria's in Coachella. So
shit. Influencer passes or what?
What's that?
Influencer passes or what?
Not it's called like artist pass, which like gets you like it's like above VIP, whatever. Well, but yeah, she's out there with a makeup brand. Elf is what it's called.
Okay.
ELF.
I got you.
Eyes, lip, face. So shout out to her. Happy for her, proud of her. Just me and the kid kicking it.
Who's at Coachella this weekend? Like anyone like sick?
Casey Musgraves is a surprise performance.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I like Casey
She's stoked to see Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. Bieber so he's doing both weeks?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, let me, here, Coachella. Now we're deep in the weeds here.
Yeah, go for it.
How do you, this image is so fucking small. What are we doing here, guys? Coachella lineup. Like, how does someone not just have it not on Instagram and like a blown up version for me? Come on. There we go. Oh, this is just like. This was like the initial.
Friday.
Okay.
So she's gonna see Cat's Eye. I told her to see Blood Orange. I don't think she's gonna get to them. She's definitely gonna see Sabrina. She's the headliner, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't even know if she's gonna be there in time for Blood Orange, but she's getting in there like I forget, like 4 or something. But
she
yeah,
like literally just
to see
left.
Bieber. What'd you say?
She like literally just left.
Yeah, she left yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, this is a better one. There we go. Yeah, dude, I'm such an old head. Like I feel
I never know
old.
like half these artists on the small text.
Yeah, but like I don't even know like Carol G. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's like a Hispanic singer, so I would be shocked if you knew who she was.
Okay. Like I've heard of some of these DJs like Cascade and Major Lazer. Like I've seen some of those guys before.
Yeah.
Young Thug still kicking around.
Yeah. His last album sucked, but he's cool. We love Young Thug. We support Thugger. FKA Twigs is really cool. They're the Allman Brothers, bro. Where's
the Allman Brothers, bro?
Where's the Doobie Brothers?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, so she's gonna have fun. Good for her.
Yeah, Biebs would be sick. I thought Morgan Wallen was there. No.
Hell no. He'll go to fucking Stagecoach or whatever.
Oh, sure. Okay, got
Same place, different weekend.
That's where I belong. I belong at Stagecoach.
Coachella is way too woke for Morgan Wallen, bro. They would boo his fucking ass. Oh my
really?
God.
Okay.
Let me get out of here.
If they're too woke for Morgan Wallen, I'm too woke for Stagecoach too. give me Woodstock 99 over this.
Any day.
No, yeah.
All right, I got to get out of here. Good luck.
Right.
Have fun. Have a good weekend. No strip tonight?
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fucking do it. Let's do it. Right on.
Probably, yeah, we'll do something. I don't know. We'll hang out. Mel will be asleep. Let's do it. All right, bye, everybody.
All right, bye, Nez. All right, we can get the Biebs off the screen here, despite, good Canadian kid, I am deep in the rabbit hole here for like 1 second, so we got to take like one sidebar tangent. Oh my God, why is this so small? These images from like 1999. What are we doing here? Okay, let's see here. Okay, Woodstock 99. Obviously, the documentaries are like insane, but like, you wouldn't have actually wanted to be there. But like, okay, Buck Cherry, Bush, Chemical Brothers, like that. Okay, nothing crazy yet. Creed, Counting Crows, Gobsmack, Jewel, Korn, Limp Bizkit, like Korn, Limp Bizkit when we were kids, like that slapped. Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine, Our Lady Peace, Good Canadian Kids, The Roots, that's cool. The Hip, like Tragically Hip, Offspring, dude, this slapped. Everlast and Everclear were cool when we were kids. Ice Cube, Kid Rock. I thought there was like more like, maybe it was like 94 that there was like more like nail gun music. Like there was like Metallica and like stuff like that. I mean, Megadeth's here. This is pretty sick. Like this is more up my wheelhouse than like whatever the hell we just looked at was. But yeah. Actually, I was telling Nez, we started the show with it, talking about it. I'm jumping in the Zamboni. What do you guys think? Big Zamboni or little? Let's just do normal Zamboni so we can get more people in here. Draft number 32, 4 spots, Zamboni. Last draft of the day, Zamboni. Reminder, if you do 5 Zambonis, you get 1 free. If you do 5 dances, you get 1 free starting now. Holy shit, no way. Project Mayhem. I went to Woodstock 99 when I was 16. It was cool, but by day 3, I wanted to kill myself. Limp Bizkit started the riots. Dude, that's wild. That's wild. Those documentaries are fucked, man. Like people getting like hand, foot, and mouth disease, and there was like no water, and there was like, water was like $10 and like shit like this. And yeah, and there was all the like sewage problems and like runoff from the porta potties and like shit like this. The documentaries are insane. Documentary is insane. So I can't imagine being there. Chemical Bros were the electric music goats. Rage Against the Machine. I've seen Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine, Fox. That whole era, like there was like 3 distinct pivots of eras of music that I really liked. And like it started with like kind of like the upper Seattle kind of like grunge scene, and then kind of pivoted into like the more rock and metal and, resistance kind of like, I don't even know what you would call that era, but that was like the pivot. And there was like, it started with like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and like that kind of vibes, like Soundgarden and like that kind of stuff. And then it pivots into like Rage Against the Machine, Metallica, Chili Peppers. Chili Peppers documentary is really good on Netflix. I watched it the other night. Really liked that. Didn't know a lot of that stuff. Yeah. Coachella's become Zoomer slop. Yeah. And like they live stream it all now too. And it just, I mean, like Bria's like influencer and they invite her out and they, brands put on promotional, like whatever. Like you never would have seen that at concerts like back in the day, that like people get invited out. All right, guys, let's flip the board out here. I'm in, dude. I was really hoping that we could find a way to get Edmonton to the top left quadrant of the bracket, but like we didn't last night, and that makes the path for Vegas a little worse. But like just from a game theory standpoint, I like flipping the board and starting with a little bit of Vegas right now, because everybody's doing Dallas, everyone's doing Minnesota, everybody does auxiliary Colorado at the front end of the boards. When they can't get it, everybody fights over Tampa Bay. Let me go full stack Vegas and find out. Let me get to somebody else out here. So I'm messing around finding out. Yeah. All right, we got Sock Muffin in here. We got Jay Thomas. We got Snuff. Snuff. That reminds me of wasn't there a song called Snuff? Like no, what was it called? Was it called Snuff? I'm thinking of why am I blanking on the name of the Slipknot? Same kind of era as that other stuff. Yeah, first things first, flip the board. Hundreds on it. Damn right. Yeah. All right, let's keep ripping. We're gonna take Marner, take PP1 here. The other thing I like about Vegas is you can mix and match a little bit. I will tell you guys, though, if you don't get Hurdle, like they don't really have center options. Yeah, so you kind of got to build center through some other teams. But yeah. All right, pivotal decision for the Sock Muffin. He gives up the Natchez to McKinnon. He gives it up. I respect it. Pivotal decision there. Went to Pearl Jam at Key Arena and Red Hot Chili Peppers opened for them. Holy, that's a show. That is a show, man. Wow. I've seen some like, hey, before your time openers where like the guys opening before they became, big names, but that one's better than, I'm trying to think. Okay, let's think. Sorry, I gotta pivot my brains for a second here. We got to think of who our Eastern Conference team's going to be. Montreal's fine, but I think I've done iterations of it before. Okay, let's take Thomas Hurdle and Carter Hart here because they're kind of like the most important for us building out a roster. I don't really care which of the two Vegas defensemen I get. I think Anderson and Shea Theodore are fine. If you want to go crazy with it and scroll the F down to Hannafin and he just scores a couple goals, maybe. But, he isn't as valuable as he was last year. So anyways, there's lots of options here, but like Thomas Hertl's like the most important man in the world for our stack, and he's more important than Mark Stone even though I think Mark Stone's like a better player. It is tempting to take like Minnesota here when Minnesota falls a lot, but we're staying the course. We're planning out here. And Hertl's the most important man in the world. And then we can go find our Eastern Conference team. I got a handful of them that I don't mind. But doing Minnesota with Vegas is not terrible because of the way the bracket's set up. Vegas can come up and Minnesota comes down. And then you get like their two high scoring guys. But the problem is, if you're just going to try and do it at this point in time, like you may as well have just started that way, because the reason we flipped the board and pushed all these ADPs isn't to catch an ADP faller. It's to take another team that nobody else is drafting, right? So it kind of defeats the purpose for us to try and do the Kirill stuff. Now, Sock Muffin doing it, like Noah doing it, makes a lot of sense, because you do these 3 Edmonton together, and that happens every single draft. And then you can kind of do whatever else. But like doing it with Minnesota is like, whoa, that's GM. And same thesis as us. They can't meet until the Western Conference Finals. Caulfield plus Suzuki would kind of be like the chalk idea here. But I think I want to do Pittsburgh. You get that like 8 versus 7 and kind of looks like a soft portion of the bracket on the bottom right of the Eastern Conference. I'll bring up the NHL playoff bracket so we can talk through it. Also, there are bracket challenges on our site. Let me open the image in the new tab here. All right. So as I'm talking it through, you guys can see. So like doing what Noah just did. So Oilers can't meet Minnesota until the Western Conference Finals. So you can push like 5 through from that side. And then you can do like 6 from the East. Or you can do like, hey, I'm just going to onslaught 2 of those on the left-hand side. And then I do just 3-man team from the East. We've made our bed with the Pittsburgh stuff, so I think it's more important to just stake our claim on our favorite Pittsburgh pieces, and those would probably be Carlson or Stuart Skinner, but I like getting an upper echelon defenseman who is like a little bit underpriced just because of the team they play for, so we could do Carlson here. This is setting up to be like a 6x6. Yeah. Why draft Vegas and Pittsburgh final when you can just bet a future, bro? Yeah, this is the classic joke we were making yesterday, and the chat loves to make. But yeah, Sherlock Penguin saying that one thing I hate about drafting Pittsburgh is the Tendy situation. Talked about it yesterday behind the paywall. There's a lot of fucking teams you can say that about right now. Like even like the Blackwood and Wedgwood, like, you know, like I don't know who's going to win that net. Like I think Wedgwood's better, and I think Wedgwood played better this year, but Blackwood has the contract, and it's kind of like you don't want to quit on your guy kind of deal, right? We'll take Stone here. Start filling out that winger depth. But you guys can see that, hey, I've thought this through a little bit because I really prioritized the centers and the D-man first to getting this build to the point where I wanted to. A lot of tricky Tendy situations. Noah, shed some light on some of the situations you've been thinking through with the goalies. I will say ULP, just like it's gotten a little bit better in Buffalo because Alex Lyon's not going to be ready to start. He, the most recent update, won't be ready for the playoffs. So, you know, UPL is going to get first crack at it, or UPL or ULP, whatever. Yeah. Anyways. Wallstead getting game 1 there for Minnesota. I mean, just tons of wrinkles to this contest, right? I think Dorofeyev is really good and a really good piece to this, but I think we need a defenseman and we probably need Skinner first. If someone wants to go ahead and take Dorofeyev from us, it's all good. But I think we're going to play Skinner here. You could play Seelovs because, people are talking about, that net being a tough situation. But historically speaking, like Stuart Skinner's had, some decent playoff runs. I mean, he has been replaced. Why is Ottinger falling? Probably just because he doesn't work out well for anyone's teams that are stacking right now. And probably because Thomas knows that nobody's going to add him. So you can't add him if you're the Colorado drafter and you've already got 2 goalies. Noah can't add him because they play Minnesota in the first round. Thomas already has Vasilevsky. So if he just doesn't want 2 goalies, he doesn't need to take goalie 1 and goalie 2. I'm not going to take him because I'm doing a 2-team build. The only guy who can really take him is Snuff, who has the other Dallas, and maybe Snuff is seeing what I'm seeing, and he's just pushing him around the room, Let's go a little bit chalkier with Vegas this time and take Rasmus Andersson. Although I do think Shea Theodore's fine too. I think either's good. So let's take Theodore. Let's fuck around and find out. Why not? Let's have some fun. And then let's get some Pittsburgh wingers queued up. Rust is going to be the chalk, obviously. Ricard Raquel is up there. Igor had a nice end to the season as well. This build in a vacuum is contrarian enough that you don't have to scroll too far within the teams. The bullish case for scrolling within the teams would just be like, hey, if I'm going to build multiple iterations of it, or if I'm going to play these teams as just one of them gets to the finals. Obviously the nut outcome is they get to the finals versus each other. But if just one of them gets there, well, there's going to be other 6-stack Vegas teams or 6-stack, Pittsburgh teams. So when you just get 6 to the finals, you want to maybe have some form of deviation. Yeah. That being said, I think Rust is probably the most important man in the world to us right now. Get that PP1 stuff. Get that line 1 stuff. We got 2 more spots after Rust. Sorry. My guy GA saying, if Pitt and Vegas make a push, wouldn't you want Gino instead of Hurdle? That's probably a really good point. Probably, yeah. But we could still get Gino on this team. We can run a 4-center team. Let's get Malkin going. My boy wants me to take Malkin. We'll take Malkin. Let's do it. We can run a 4-center team. It's fine. I like the 3-center builds more. Noah saying he doesn't know which Minnesota goalie he's going to draft. I mean, honestly, dude, I would just pivot. I would just be the guy who shows up with the other one because not that many people are taking Wolstead, man. Everyone's been taking Gustafsson the entire tournament. So why not just be like, hey, man, the young kid gets hot in the net. Jesper. Did you see the spelling of his name on his jersey? Pretty good shit. Have I drafted a team with 2 goalies from the same team? I don't think so. In a vacuum, I think it's probably bad. But if you build like a 7-stack, that would be like the one exception to the rule. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Vegas. Let's go 6x6 in this one and go Pittsburgh. And Ricard Raquel is probably the right pick here. But Igor's really intriguing. Let's take Raquel. We get 2 wings from both teams. We get 2 centers from both teams. We get 1 defenseman from each, and we get 1 goalie from each. Super balanced team, a 4-4-2-2 with those 6 stacks. Talked about it a little bit yesterday on the program, guys. Just like my interest in what my guy Moods has put out there on his primary points. Beehive, I believe it's called. Let me just share that with everybody in the chat real quick. This is the manifesto update. Let me drop that in there for you. That is the manifesto update, and he ran some simulations on the Best Puck Classic and on the Zamboni stuff. And one thing I just really highlighted for everybody yesterday and found really interesting, it's in red text down here, buried somewhere. This one right here. First thing I recognize is the strength of 5-5-2 stacks among contrarian winners. So I went 6x6 with one team being uber contrarian. Maybe not uber contrarian, but defined as contrarian. And when the chalk does not win, sometimes a 5 stack is good enough. And the 5 stacks proved to be good enough more frequently when doing contrarian teams opposed to chalk teams. Yeah. One other thing I was thinking through is just the dynamics in the difference in the Zamboni and the big Zamboni. This second round right here, this 1 out of 8 is that's the gauntlet to get through, right? And I don't think it's the worst thing in the world for an advance rate standpoint to have 2 teams play each other in the second round and push for a long series. Now, that might be a little bit more of a basketball mindset than a hockey mindset, because hockey series just tend to have more parity and tend to run a little bit longer than the basketball series just do in general. So the 1 out of 10 might be better to have, like, have one-off piece that pushes the second team through. So when we're thinking through the bracket, now that it's completely set here, I mean, I've basically up until this point been full fading putting a Dallas piece or a Minnesota piece with a Colorado piece, right? Or I've been full fading since knowing the bracket. Let's frame it that way. Or I've been full fading putting Montreal and or Tampa with a Buffalo piece, right? But I think there is a little bit of merit and a little bit of credence to it, because scoring points in that second round is so pivotal, and those teams have some very high ADP, good goal scoring assets, coupled with the fact that they have some of the best playoff odds to win the cup. So I'm just throwing that out there. It's a little gal brain. It's a little bit of whatever, but it's just something I was thinking through when you juxtapose the structure of the main contest and the side contest. I don't think it's nearly as important in the side contest if we go back here and we check out the big Boney, where we get 2 out of 6, which is the same, right? But you get 4 out of 10 in this second round. That's a huge caveat. That's a huge difference. You can push through a 1-team build if you get the right series that goes 7 games and they win the series, right? You can have a team die in the first round and then still push forward in this style contest. That's probably not possible in the other Zamboni. So the 3 teams with 2 Western Conference teams that then play each other in the second round, that most of the quote-unquote sharp people are fading, actually has a little bit of credence in the $10 contest, because you're going to be contrarian, right? Because if you get that Western Conference second round series to go 7 games like everybody wants, primarily talking about Colorado versus Dallas or Colorado versus Minnesota, but nobody really wants to build them together, And Kirill doesn't always, like, rarely falls back to the Colorado drafter. So if you wanted to do like McKinnon, Kirill Boldy, or Kirill Hughes, or Hughes Boldy, and you just have two pieces Minnesota, then you go contrarian Colorado, and then you go contrarian Eastern Conference. It makes a lot of sense to me. Anyways, just thinking through some of that stuff, right? Yeah. It's a fun angle. Yes, this is the caveat. Noah's right. It's a fun angle, assuming you can still fill a full roster after round 2, which, you know, that's the caveat being. So you have to be strategic about these brackets. Like, you can't do it with, let me think this through. You can't do it incorporating a round 1 team in the same game, which is just like, duh, John. But like, that would be like the 101 caveat. So you need a team in the East that wins. And I'm just using this top left corner of the Western Conference as an example, because they are like by far the biggest favorites relative to the rest of the bracket, right? Because the East is a slugfest, right? Like, even the bottom tier Eastern Conference teams are like 13 or 14th overall in terms of total wins, even though they finished 7th and 8th. You know, like the Kings had the same amount of regulation wins as the Blackhawks this season. Like, they were that fucking bad. Now it's a slightly different iteration of their team now, but I'm just putting this out there as like a little bit of a Galbrain thesis that I was thinking through, that probably not enough people are going to execute, because it's really hard to play Dallas and Minnesota with Colorado. But if it falls, I think it's kind of a fine strategy. Anyways, Noah, no more for me. I got real life responsibilities. I got some things to do. I promised one more draft. I will be in the lobbies for the remainder of the day, though. Later this evening, No Strip Nez coming back this evening, so keep your ears to the street there. Guys, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Check out Matt Moody's manifesto there that I dropped in there if you are interested in playing in the puck streets. And to close out the show, 2 things. All these people, if you see your name on these lists, I will scroll it nice and slow. But if you see your name on these lists, you have won a token for a free draft. So those are our winners for the free draft token on the X Machine. Shout out to the good people at Underdog for that. And then the last way to earn free drafts is on the Black and Yellow Dog app right here. Earn. You see that? Earn entry. Earn a Zamboni entry right there by doing multiple drafts. If you do 5 this evening, you will get 1 free. That is in the middle tab right here. Right there. Middle tab. And you click on that get, and you can see all the promos there. There you go. So earn some free entries tonight, drafting alongside with me. All right, guys, have some fun in the streets tonight. Best of luck with the play-in stuff. Best of luck with all your playoff drafts. And then best of luck in the baseball streets. Never Dodgers. Famous last words from your boy. All right, we'll catch you guys on Monday, and Nez will catch you guys for a no strip later this evening. Everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace. See you in the Zambonis.